I need to go back to the beginning of the quick and dirty. He doesn't remember. There. I'll make you say the prayer. Yeah. Good Saturday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. This is the show right here at Sheriff Gordon and Mitchell Gunner that, hey, you can interact not only with your host, but with each other as well. The live Facebook interactive show where you, the viewer, has total input on topics of discussion regarding any subject that includes commenting, talking, or debating, not with just your host, but with each other. You control and run this show. We are just a rudder that steers this big old ship. This is a show that is wide open with no limits as we bring it to you first. We discuss breaking news, politics and business, sports, and other pertinent stories that affect our everyday lives. We serve the regional area to include Stark, Lake Butler, Keystone Heights, Palatka, Gainesville, Waldo, Lulu, where I spotted Byron Bagwell's sheriff stepsister,
right, there you go.
Melrose, Brooker, Hampton, Middleburg, Jacksonville, and other surrounding areas. If there is a story to be reported or dissected, On the Spot is the first to handle it. We also discuss happenings in Florida as well as Georgia and our southeastern states regionally wide. But now let me introduce the show team, the guys who bring the move to all the groove here. First, behind the controls with the video and audio is our senior producer, Mr. Command and Control, the big dog, our executive producer, Super Dave Daredevil Holland. Say hello to everybody, David.
Hello, everybody.
All right, behind the scenes is our director, Michael, the Dragon Slayer Heater. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody.
Behind the scenes, providing us with up-to-date information, our sports production assistant, Roger the Tornado Cruz, and our man with all things weather, Austin Storm Chaser Stevens. And now my co-host, right here to my right, with local news and breaking information, Mitchell, the American Scout, and your lookout on terrorism and anything else that does not belong or looks out of place, Gunter.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Have you spotted any corona cases?
None of
Don't answer that. I hear that. And I'm your host, Mr. David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
the show pony.
The show pony. Welcome to the show, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live from the Bradford County Sheriff's Office, and we want to thank our host, Sheriff Gordon Smith, and his great emergency management staff for their hospitality. I just want to mention right here real quick, Sheriff, the sheriff has been kind enough. We had a great show last night, wow. Sheriff. I tell you, it was a home run there, and you're filling in for Mr. Byron Bagwell tonight. Yes. That couldn't be here with us. He's out on some special assignment. So is John Probst, our marketing and advertising director. They're out doing their thing, but they will be tuning into the show and coming up and asking questions as well, and maybe giving us some information on the project that they're working on. So we hope to hear from those gentlemen here shortly. Just a reminder about the new and improved ADO. So you, the viewer, has your say. Anytime a story hits near and dear to the hearts of our viewers, you have questions or comments, we jump into ADO. What is ADO, Mitchell?
Audience-driven overtime.
This allows you, the viewers, to have complete control of our show while giving everyone equal opportunity to have their voices heard. And now, before we dive into the show, it's time to recognize our sponsors, the companies and groups that allow us to provide the services that we do each and every week. Welcome to the Sponsor Spotlight. Starting with our very own Dave Holland and the rest of the fantastic team at Harry Business, home of the $8 haircut, located in the Deerfoot Village, open 7 days a week, 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 4 on Sunday.
Hey, how about Miracle Automotive in Towing in Stark, Florida? And McClenny. Don't pray for a miracle, call for a miracle at 904-368-1114. 24/7, 365 days a year for all your towing and automotive needs.
There you go. Sheriff, how about this one right here?
Williams Uriah Stark. I'm going to tell you, what a fine family.
Oh, my God, yes.
That long family line here in Bradford County. These people are committed. You can't ask for a better family that here represent to represent us. You know,
Yeah.
there's just really a history here that.
Vicky and those
Oh, man, that whole
very nice
crew, the
people.
sisters, brothers, they go way back, and their daddy Charney and their mother. You can't ask for finer folks, bro. That's what Bradford Countyans are all about.
Yeah.
But they're open 9 to 5, 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Right.
9 to 4 on Wednesday, and from 10 to 4 on Saturday.
Yeah, visit our local.
And they are open. These businesses represent. They are open for business people.
Yes, they are. On the spot
Right now.
lawn maintenance. Look at there. Let the red, white, and blue take care of your green. We have your gutters and pressure washing covered and all sorts of yard maintenance needs. Just find us on Facebook, or you can call my cell number, 904-966-1633. We've mowed Mr. Michael Heater's yard. Mr. Michael Heater's put up some pictures of that. Michael, we do a good job on that, don't we?
Outstanding job.
Yeah, Mr. Bart Norton, my partner in on this, you can call us, and we'll be glad to come over and give you a quote. Hey, we're going to be working through all this until Sheriff, they tell us we can't no more. So we're going to be cutting grass just like we should be.
Right.
How about it, Mitchell?
Well, how about Service First, mobile small engine repair in McRae. Let Chuck Strawberry come to you at 904-703-5136 to schedule an appointment.
All right.
And what better way to get your lawnmower fixed or anything like that? You don't have to worry about dragging it to him.
Right.
He'll come right out to your house and fix it up for you, so you can make your wife happy.
Well, I'll tell you, and how about my business happy too? I may have to get that Patriot fixed, Mitchell. I may have to call it.
Try to convince mine's contagious right now. It might be the cause of the spread.
Sheriff, this is one of our newer sponsors right here. Why don't you read that? Also,
Schuster and Saban,
Yeah.
Saban Law Firm out of Jacksonville, Florida. If you've been injured in an accident, visit www.piplaw.com.
Yeah, hey, they'll take care of your needs right there.
They do have a great reputation.
Yep, how about this guy, Mike Qualls and Lazy Q Productions. If you need a jingle for your jangle or a catchphrase for your business, contact Michael Qualls with Lazy Q Productions. How about this one?
Hey, how about Miss Clean Housekeeping Services, commercial and residential cleaning? Call Karen today for your free estimate at 352-575-5835.
Man,
Yep.
you guys up there, you want to do something special for the wife?
He'll go Karen up here.
Call Karen up, man. Get your house clean.
Yeah.
If you want to surprise your wife, you'll be the hero.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Michael Heaters used this lady right here, and he says she is outstanding.
Very detail oriented.
Yep. She told Mike, as a matter of fact, when she was cleaning up, Michael was trying to go around. She said, Michael, get out of here. I got this covered. This is my deal right here.
Send me to the firehouse.
Amen.
And last but certainly not least, North Jacksonville Complete Dentistry with Doctors Johnson and Baxter. They've got all your dental needs covered. Located conveniently on Dunn Avenue in Jacksonville, Florida. By the way, Sheriff, home of Leonard Skinner. Call Dan Baxter at 904-751-4958 and mention OTS on the spot, and you'll get 10% off that first bill. How about that?
Hey.
And everybody wants their grills looking good when they smile.
Yes, they do. Hey, are you getting your grill fixed next week? Don't answer that. If you would like to become one of our sponsors, call John Probst or Michael Heater, 904-782-7101, or email the team at onthespot32091@gmail.com. And now it's time to get started with our show, which we open up with the prayer, the pledge, and the patriotic quote of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, well, again, if you're tuning in, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. We're going the full 2 hours tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. Filling in for Mr. Byron Bagwell is our own esteemed, the one and only, our sheriff, the guy that we love, Sheriff Gordon Smith. Say hello to everybody, Sheriff, before we
Man,
get
hello
started.
out there on the Spot Nation. I'm telling you, it's great to get to come in and spend some time with y'all this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Plus, I got out of the house, had the grandkids all day. It's love my grandbabies, but yeah, they got a little more energy than I got these days. I'm not sure what's going on, but I am blessed with a great community. I have my neighbors I got to talk to. Got to see Brother Gene Bass today.
Right.
A man that means so much to this community.
Yes,
got
he
to
does.
reach out and ask him for prayer. That man's such a godly man. And Terry Blakely down at the, I'm telling you, down at Ellison down there getting some shavings, the wood
Shavings,
chips.
yeah.
To go around the plant. The wife and his wife, my daughter, got a lot of chores. You know, kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's nice when you reach out community leaders. You get to gather up just a few men. Where 2 or 3 are together, so is the Lord.
That's it.
And I got to be around godly men this morning, kind of just by happen chance. And it's all about Bradford County and concern for those people they love. and getting a little bit of prayer with them it means a lot.
Well, and I tell you what, as we always do, Sheriff, we're going to open up our show with a prayer, and it would be an honor if you would lead us in the prayer tonight. Would you do that for us, sir?
Absolutely, be my honor.
All right.
Heavenly Father, come for you this afternoon, this evening, asking for your grace, asking for your mercy. We pray that you lead all of your children, not just in America, but all over this world that need your touch,
Amen.
that need your healing powers. As we move forward through this, we know that you're in it with us. And with that we say, in God's name, amen.
Amen. All right, if we can stand, and we're going to go do the pledge right here. We've got our flag right here. Mr. Mitchell Gunner, why don't you lead us off in the pledge tonight?
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, with Mr. Myron Bagwell off on assignment. He's usually our historian and governmental whiz, but you know, we got a quote here that Mr. Mitchell Gunner has pulled up. So we're going to have a patriotic quote of the week, Mitchell, and I'm glad you're filling in for Mr. Bagwell with it tonight.
And this one's actually from George Washington.
Okay.
It states, "It's better to offer no excuse than a bad one."
How about that? Yeah, I like that, Mitchell.
Especially with everything that's going on right now. You know, there's a lot of misinterpretation of things on Facebook and everything that's getting people all panicky and stuff. Listen to your leaders. Pay attention there. Don't go by secondhand gossip.
There you go. And that's exactly right. We're going to get into that tonight, Sheriff.
We spent it all day sorting through those things today.
Yeah, you got that right. Sheriff, you know, we got our new little thing here. You've been with us when we do the Quick and Dirty. Here's your Quick and Dirty for this Saturday night, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service. Contact Austin's Weather Service on Facebook for your up-to-date forecast. What a nice young man
Man,
he is.
he's sharp. That
He's
kid's
sharp, yeah.
I would say, if you're not following his site, he can give you up to the minute, up to the date. He's serious about what he does.
Yep.
It's not a part-time thing. This kid lives it and breathes it.
Yes,
and
he
he's
does.
probably, and we follow the weather. You know, we got our own weather station here, and
Yep.
we do that. This kid really is above. He's sincere in what he does, and he doesn't want to be mistaken, so he takes it so personal.
Yeah.
That he works at it to be so correct in his
And his
predictions.
forecast. That's exactly right. So we're going to go ahead and get to the Quick and Dirty. I may have you guys read a story for us here too, but I'll start it off with firefighters made quick work of a brush fire at 21409 Northeast 14th Avenue in Lodi today. Several fires have broken out in the past few days, each of them threatening homes. A fire several days ago on Southwest 85th Avenue in the Simpson City area burned several acres before being brought under control. School students burning their textbooks was listed as the cause of the fire. Really, Sheriff? Really, Mitchell? Really, Michael?
That's a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of money that just got burned right there. And then, of course, everybody that had to respond and everybody that's trying to take care of our wonderful county, as you said. And it's just sad to hear that students are burning textbooks. Anyway, we can get into that.
Right.
Mitchell, why don't you take this story
Sure.
here?
Bradford County deputies arrested a man early this morning after the deputies led to a physical fight and then gunfire off of State Road 16 in northwest Bradford County. Fortunately, the deputies were quick to take control of the situation, and there were no injuries.
And that's credited to sitting right here, running a great sheriff's department that we have in the EOC. And I tell you, they don't do it no better than these guys do right here.
I tell you what was so great about that, it was actually on y'all's Facebook page. Y'all had popped it up. The reason why it was roped off was pending investigation, you know, telling people to stay away. And I just love the communication that the sheriff's department has with our community.
It is, and sometimes I had a lady I responded back to today. They want to know what we had an area blocked off reference to that, and it's like, well, what's going on? We can't get into what's going on. We remember people are still proving them. A lot of times it takes a little while for us to even get the facts of what's going on, and it happens in the comm center. And in that comm center, a lot of times you've got multi-functions going on and multi-incidents. You've most time got 2 to 3 dispatchers, communicators in there, and so they're not able to answer those questions on there. That's why we always try to come back to that same article later. If it's something that would be detrimental to the community, I can tell you, and I drive everybody to this page to BradfordSheriff.org all the time. Go down the left-hand side of the page to Everbridge, register your phone number and your email address. You'll get if it's something, if there's an escapee, If there's a tornado, if there's is something that is bad happening in your area, the coronavirus, we just get to locate those people around that area to be aware of. If you're on there, you're going to get that phone call. You'll get that text or you'll get that email.
That's
Please
awesome.
go on there and register. Every county in the state of Florida does it, and I don't care if you take a trip to California, you would get notified that something at that listed address is going on.
Right. And here goes another one, Sheriff, right here that your guys responded to. Actually, a different one right here. But hey, y'all all work together right here. I'll let you read this one here.
Yeah, Stark Police responded to a man after a family called 911 saying the male was making threats to harm himself. When the officers approached, the suspect fled on foot, but was found by the conference center up here in town. He fled. He was going to cause harm to himself, but they was able to locate him and get him the services that they need. Let me tell you, yesterday afternoon, in the first half of our shift, 6 hours, 12-hour shifts, we had 7 bake racks.
Wow.
7 people committed.
Wow.
People are stressed. This is our community. We all got to work together as neighbors. You know, I'm checking on my neighbors. You should be checking on your neighbors.
That's right.
Whether you like them or not.
That's right. That's right.
I've checked on my family whether I like them or not. Well, I'm fortunate. I got some great brothers and family and all.
Yes, you do.
You know, I'm pretty fortunate. You know all mine. And a phone call, they're there.
Yep.
They're fighters. You know, they want to reach out and defend their brothers sometimes when they hear things.
Oh, yeah.
You got to control them. I get it. But we got a great community. And Chief Johnson and his team and us, and people don't realize that the police chief in Lawdy, Chief Bennett, Chief Johnson in the city, and myself, there's not a day that goes by that we're not in communication and working with each other.
And you want to finish that out there? There you go.
It says the man was detained after a short period of time being held at gunpoint while the officer waited on another unit to provide backup. The suspect was transported to a local mental health facility for evaluation, and no injuries were reported.
Here we go.
See,
A
that was
second
back.
story.
They was able to
No
get them,
injuries.
bring them in, and most of them are into that way. It's unfortunate sometimes it happens the other, but majority of the time it was without incident. We get them with the help that they need.
Yeah, and I know this was one of the questions that was going to be asked tonight, and of course it's come up on the Quick and Dirty. We're all going to talk about this. I hate this for our establishments, but per Governor DeSantis, all dine-in restaurants are to cease dining room function. They may still provide carry-out and delivery for your service. So I hate that we have to shut our restaurants down. I get the impact that's going to cause these businesses, but you know what? It's probably the necessary, right now with everything going on, it's probably the necessary step, Sheriff, to take during a crisis like this, especially with the unknown of this whole thing.
It is. It's so unknown. You know, and I've got mixed feelings, my gut feelings, the people that I care so much about, people I see and interact with. But I tell you, most everybody's complied. We've had the one question, well, there's one restaurant where some people are sitting outside. His order says dining establishments.
Right.
I don't know about the outside. That's not been left in there. I don't have a quick, direct answer for that.
Right. Well, I know that we, after we left you last night, which we're going to talk about that show, me, David Mitchell, went over to Powell's and got a little something to eat.
That's always been done that way.
That's always been done that way. And as of last night, there was no issue. We sat there and ate.
It's outside.
Yep. Everybody was apart like they should have been.
And it was no more than 10 people, really.
They are. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to keep it small. There's some people that get it and they want to grab their sandwich there. You see outside dining areas. They just want people included in areas where this germ, it breeds and transferred and transmitted and all those type of things.
Yep.
So there's a lot. We can't answer every question. We try to answer as they come in.
Yep.
It's touchy. We're going to play it by ear and go. I want our businesses to survive.
Yes, we do.
And like I say, I told you earlier about a local banker that would love to come on and answer the questions for the local businesses and how to apply and get these government loans, what you need to do that are out there to help these small businesses survive and make up for the loss that they're having. Because I don't care how much delivery they do.
Yeah, no, it's not going to make up the impact of the people going in. And the waitresses on their tips.
If you have them delivered to your home, please tip them.
Yes, please.
And then we got people at home that don't have. They're not making money, but they're stuck at home.
Yeah.
And they don't have the luxury of being able to order. So it's tough. So remember your neighbor. If you're going to town, ask if they need something. It's myself, like I say, we picked up the bark shavings that go around the house, and we stopped by the Dollar General store.
Right.
Just a quick, but we found everything we were looking for.
Sure. Yeah, and we're going to get into that here a little bit as we talk about this current situation that we're in. Mayor Lenny Curry, with the help of Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach, and other local governments, have decided to shut down all beaches in Jacksonville to concur with the CDC guideline of no more than 10 people in a group.
Right.
Yeah, that's a wise choice, Gordon.
I think it is.
I think it is.
And remember,
as well.
we thrive off of tourism. We don't have a state tax.
No, we don't.
But these people, hey, look, we're making the sacrifice now for the future.
Yeah, and that's
This
exactly
too shall
right.
pass, and we're going to get through this together.
All right. And Gordon, I tell you right now, I see a smile coming on your face. You know, we have not got this right yet since we've been on, but we found out who Mitchell's long, great grandfather is. Drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. And it is none other than Louis Pasteur. How about that, huh?
All right.
There you go. We finally got one right, didn't we? You know who we got that information from?
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
Maury
try
pulled
there.
it. It's a good try.
Yeah, Maury.
You just said that because he
he's
looked like
wrong.
he's been pasteurized.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, I could have said it was Adolf Hitler, but I didn't. We said it was Louis. Yeah, you know Brother Louis, by the way? Louis. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, there you go. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. To my right, I've got Mr. Mitchell Gunner. Over here to my right, further right, I've got our director, Mr. Michael Heater, which he's going to read a segment, Gordon, that I thought was very impressive. He read it to me, and I think our audience needs to know it. So Michael's going to give us a little update on this coronavirus, COVID-19. Going to give us a little information that I thought was needs to be shared with our audience. Over here to my right as well is Mr. Dave Holland, owner of Harry Business. He's our producer, producing the show tonight. Dave, thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
And I want to thank my special guest tonight, our sheriff, our very own Gordon Smith, for joining us tonight in the place of Byron Bagwell tonight. So, again, I'm David Rodgers. I'm your host here each and every Tuesday and Saturday night. You can catch us. We've got a lot of things to talk about. We may even start doing, I'll let the sheriff maybe talk about what we did last night and how we may be doing this on a weekly basis. We'll just have to see and talk about it a little bit more. But it really turned out really well last night,
was great.
and we're going to get into that. But your segment tonight, Mitchell, on our local report, is sponsored by North Jacksonville Complete Dentistry. Call Dan at 904-751-4948 and mention the show, and you'll get 10% off your visit.
That's right.
So, Mitchell, what do you got for us tonight, my
Well,
friend?
I've had a bunch of people hit me up about the tax office and what's going to happen there. The tax office will be closed starting Monday,
Okay,
but they will be there still doing business. You can reach out to them by phone,
right.
or you can reach out to them by going on their website. So they'll still answer your questions and help you navigate on the website if you have to redo your license, renew them.
Right.
They'll help you through that process.
Right.
Another thing I wanted to let everybody know, you know, Rod Crawford and them, they have the strawberries out there that you can go out there and pick. You know,
Man.
you know, our strawberries here in Bradford County are
To me, are the
sweetest
best.
on this side of heaven.
I know
Probably.
Plant City. I know Plant
They
City.
might make the most,
They may.
but ours are sweet, baby.
Sweet.
You
Yeah.
don't have to add no sugar to these.
No, you don't none. I'm going to tell you. But,
Just put whipped cream on them
and go with it. That's
Sometimes
exactly
you only have to put whipped
no,
cream on them.
No.
But they're going to cease everything until Tuesday morning of next week. I think it's a great idea for them to be doing that. You go out there and pick strawberries with your kids. It gets them out of the house. Keeps people from getting cabin fever.
Right.
And I tell you, you don't have to worry. There's enough of space out there that you can be
Absolutely.
distance away from everybody. So it's a real good thing for you to do with your kids. I also want to mention over in Gainesville, they are now up to 21 cases there in Alachua County. So please, people, watch your distance with people.
Right.
Keep your hands clean. Wash them before you eat. I know one of the main things that people forget is when they go to the gas station and they use that gas pump handles and they hang it up, they forget to wash their hands. But I've seen here lately, a lot of these gas stations have been putting hand sanitizer out there at their pumps so you can sanitize your hands
That's your man.
after you get finished.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing that they're starting to do that. And I wanted to mention this morning, it was this morning up in Jacksonville, a young girl was chasing after her dog
Yeah.
and was hit by a Jacksonville fire truck. It's a sad thing. Please teach your kids to look both ways, no matter what goes
Right.
out there in that street. If it's a pet or a toy, their lives is more important. I know people's animals are like their family members too.
Right.
But more than likely, that dog would have made it across with no problem, you know. And now a family has to bury their dog.
On top of what else is going on, and
Right,
isn't
right.
that crazy, Gordon? You know, we don't want no kind of hurricanes. We don't want
Right.
no kind of deaths with anybody, sickness
Right.
with anybody.
We don't.
On top of what's going on, but you know, this family right here.
Yeah, we
you know,
need to keep them in our prayers.
yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
so.
A really sad thing. And like I said, 0 cases reported of the coronavirus here in Bradford County.
Yes.
We have activated to level 3 monitoring,
Right.
and the city of Stark had declared a state of emergency on March the 17th, and the city of Lodi declared one on March the 19th. So stay informed, listen to your local leaders, and also those up in Tallahassee, our Governor Ron DeSantis, and quit paying attention to what your neighbor posts.
Right.
Make sure that it's correct information. Don't get all upset. I had a friend of mine, he hit me up, hey, there's about 150 National Guard trucks headed down Waldo Road. Well, they probably are. They're probably headed on down to Broward County
Yep.
and Dade County to help give support and
Yeah,
set up
Most of the medical tents and
right,
that thing.
medical tents to help out in the situation. So no martial law yet. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So
All
Yeah,
right.
that's-
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And Mitchell, we want to thank you for your report. And look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into this. Let's just jump
Let's
right
jump off
into it right here. Unless you've been living in another galaxy besides the one that we're living in, the Milky Way galaxy, all y'all know what the world story is right now. Right now, Sheriff, there's no sports going on. There's no events. There's no concerts. Pretty much the nation shut the doors down pretty much on gatherings of 10 or more people per se. And right now, what everybody's talking about is this coronavirus that's going on, this COVID-19. And let's call a spade card a spade card. Hey, this is a serious thing. We want you to take it seriously, but we don't want you to over panic.
Right. You
Right.
we want you to take it serious. We want you to follow, pay attention to the rules. We all want
Yeah.
to abide by the rules. Everybody thinks there's always something behind every decision that's being made.
Right.
They're watching it. It's the unknown.
Yes.
You know, they're trying to find a cure and a vaccine and things that are working. They're watching other countries. It was nice today as I watched the news. Says it was the third day out of China
Yeah.
that no new cases reported.
Right.
Theirs started, remember, back in December.
Yes, they did.
That's when Trump, put how long they had it before then. We may never know.
We don't.
Socialized medicine, we don't know.
Right.
They got control of it. But since then time, here we are. By the time it reaches us and we start having our first cases, this might instead of weeks, it could be months.
Right.
And that's the issue we have. So they're doing this out of abundance of precaution. They know if we can keep having contact, keep the spread down.
Right.
Instead of having the big bell curve,
Right.
we'll get a speed hump maybe.
Maybe.
And that's what we're hoping for.
All right.
And if we can get 50 to 75% of our population to obey the rules
Right.
and do as they're told, people, I'm sure, have already had it.
Right.
Gone.
right.
We're treating those that get affected with it. As we do more testing, it looks like the numbers go up.
Right.
But what that does is it drops your death rate. We find out not as many. The percentage-wise is dropping.
Right.
As we know, from countries that do real reporting.
Right.
Countries that we can trust. There's countries out there like China. We can't trust
We
them.
can't trust them.
Let's call it
Can't
what we
trust
call
them,
it.
yeah.
I mean, they've taken control of our, our manufacturing, and that kind of bothers me. But on the local level, when we're dealing with people, I've dealt with rumors all day from 6:30 this morning till 6 o'clock this afternoon when Miss Amy Johns called me from the health department. So I
Right.
want to give you that update, Sheriff. Put it out there. There have been no confirmed cases in Bradford County.
Right.
There was not a girl that came to a park in Bradford County that's now considered a 16-year-old. There's we've had so much of that we've had to deal with that a lot of our time is consumed with the rumor control.
Right.
It really is. So we're getting that. And when people call me, I say, hold on, let me call somebody.
Right.
And they're being inundated. It's a Those are the type of things we're getting. And people, when they see groups of 10 or more, they're calling in and, oh, Sheriff, they're gathered in groups of 10 or more. Well, okay, they're outside. It's a different group. They're eating outside the store.
Right.
Right.
I don't want people in the jail.
Right.
I'm dealing with groups right now. I've been bombarded all last night. We were trying to do our on the spot, the thing with the elected officials.
Right.
Which I got to say to Bradford County, one of the most phenomenal, better than even during the hurricane. I've never seen that many elected officials care and concern so much in one room.
Yes.
Most time, even during a hurricane, we're rotating in and out. But to be here exactly at the same time, every
Right.
one of your elected officials in this county are working hard to protect and do what they're supposed to do,
Yep.
and still serve.
Right.
They get all these restrictions, but they still want to serve you.
Right.
You know, so that's the difference. But a lot of our time, and people, you know, my wife's like, I said, you know, this is my community.
Right.
People reach out to people they know they can trust.
Right.
And that's my job. I was elected to do that. You know what? And these are the times we kind of live for that. This is our moment. We got to
Right.
step up.
Yeah, and we do. And maybe, you know, Sheriff, I don't know if me, you, Mitchell, Dave, or Michael, or anybody on here is going to be around, but there's going to be a time in a trial where what we're facing right now could come to fruition for some of these people. You know, maybe our kids, grandkids, I hope not, and hope never not, but maybe this is just a little trial run to say, hey, how can everybody handle this? Not only Bradford County-wide, not only regional-wide, not only statewide, but worldwide. And
this
see,
is a
yeah,
world.
this is a world problem. If you think this is just a Bradford County problem, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, you've been in another ozone, you've been in another Milky Way galaxy, because this is a worldwide
And they see
event.
what other areas are doing, so I get it. The National Guard's coming in. Well, the National Guard is being deployed.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're going out and setting up, you know, tents.
They're helping
and
our medical facilities, yes.
Because they're one of the best in
Nurses
the
and
world.
doctors.
They are the best in the world. They've traveled all over the world and set up these tents and these medical units all over the world. So guess what? We're getting to take advantage of it, the best, right here in our own country.
Right.
So give thanks. When you see those trucks and those military men, salute
Yes.
them. So let them know
Very good
we
point.
appreciate them. And we're taking them away from their families. They're having to worry about their families as they're going off to try to take care of others. We should be giving thanks to those.
Oh,
people.
my goodness. You better
Just
believe
like
it.
the truck driver. Every time I see a truck driver, now I grew up from a truck driving father.
You're
my
giving the
grandfather.
salute.
Man, those guys, we're not a shortage of anything.
Right. Right.
We're just trying to get it to the shelf because everybody's buying it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I've never seen nothing like it. You know, and the stores are having to take extra hours to fill. But
Which is a good thing in a way, because that helps our economy keep on flowing.
Yes, it does.
And moving in the right direction. But, you know, a lot of people say, well, they're going to lock us down. They're going to lock up Florida. Well, you know, they may lock up some counties that way. You know, people say they're talking about New York and New Jersey and Connecticut and California. Well, a lot of those, those bigger cities,
Yeah.
they all live together. So
Right.
you can have in one building, you got, I don't know,
Yeah.
300 or 400 people in one building that live, and they cross each other every
some
day. and touch
skyscrapers
each
are
other.
30, 40,000 people.
Right, it's easy
Right.
for it to spread. And that's why you see the big numbers in New York and
Mm-hmm. Right.
California, and,
People
and
living
even
close.
down there in Brevard.
Yeah,
and,
Brevard,
close.
yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of the, most of the populace is in Florida,
Right.
is down in South Florida. You start getting from Orlando down, that's where you get most of your populous cities. I mean, I know we got Jacksonville up here in Tallahassee, maybe Pensacola, but not like it is down south.
Right.
Down south is the most populous areas in the state of Florida.
They're
for sure.
more housed together
And more, yes.
than what we are up here.
And that's exactly right. Michael Heater, I'd like for you to do me a favor. I want to get into just some worldwide numbers. Could you do me a math problem for me, sir? I think I know it, but because I'm pretty good at math. That's what I like to do. You didn't know I was good at math, did you? I'm from the state of Mississippi, and I'm good at math.
I'm going to say that didn't
Add up right, did it?
That was a lot more on there. I wasn't sure.
I hear you. Worldwide cases right now, as we speak, 304,622. Can you divide that by 7.7 billion people? I want to say that's 5 zeros, 1374. Is that close, Michael Heater? So total worldwide is 304,622. We have 13,000 deaths from this, okay? Recovered right now, 94,793. This is worldwide now. I'm talking worldwide numbers. All right. Active cases, things going on right now, testing, trying to get people well. 196, again, ladies and gentlemen, worldwide, 196,829. Okay, Now, they break it down into mild and serious conditions. Okay, out of that number, 187,447, 95% of that 196,000 number is in mild condition. So they're just experiencing more like, almost like flu symptoms, possibly, maybe, yeah, or cold symptoms. 9,382 are serious or critical, and that is 5% of that number. Okay, now we're talking a population now, Sheriff, of 7.7 billion people in the world, and China has 1.4 billion of it.
Yes.
So, all right, closed cases worldwide, 107,793. 94,793. 88% of that number, I'm reading these numbers to you for a reason, have been recovered or discharged.
Yes.
Okay? 13,000 deaths. I'm sorry, it's just happened that way, and that's 12% of that number. So what you're seeing, the reason I read that to you, and you were talking about that curve, and you see that curve right here, you were talking about that curve and that hump, you want to try to level it off, because right here, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of people that has this are recovering.
Yes.
This is worldwide now. I'm talking worldwide numbers, and you see a lot of these people are recovering from this. Again, the elderly, if you have a current condition that's going on with you right now, current respiratory condition, heart condition, pneumonia, anything like that, if it hits you, of course, you're gonna, I mean, you're already trying to recover from what I think is already bad, and that's pneumonia. Sheriff, you remember 3 years ago, you and Steph were talking, I almost died from this thing.
Absolutely.
And man, I tell you, if I would have waited another day or so, you may be hosting on the spot right here because, yeah, it was really bad. So, yeah, of course, if you've got some symptoms like that, you're definitely probably your recovery rate is probably not going to be as good.
Got a new update.
Okay.
Alachua County now has 25.
25 in Alachua County.
4 more cases since this morning.
Okay. Michael, what was that number, sir?
Give me the first number again so I make sure my number.
Okay, not a problem. That number was 304,622 worldwide cases. Divided by 7.7 billion. That's a bunch of zeros.
It's just over 2%.
Okay, but there's how many zeros in front of that, Mike?
Ooh. 3, 6, 8.
8 zeros. So 0.2 you said, or 2?
Yeah, 2%.
Okay, so 8 zeros, that's into the hundred thousandths of a percent, of a full percent.
Correct.
It's not even a quarter of a full percent.
And that's only the ones that they know of.
That they know of. Right. Going by the number. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that they never know.
They
come and go.
Who's to say that
They
us
get
three
sick
haven't
and
had
they
it,
just
or
think-
Michael or Dave hasn't already had it, and we've
That's
recovered from it.
Right, because the symptoms can be very mild. It
Right.
does not have to be, and also people can have it, not even get sick, and give it to other people.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
So
I just wanted to throw those numbers out before we start talking to you guys. I mean, look at that number. That's like in the millions of a percent of the whole population of the world, which at the last count was 7.7 billion, as the sheriff just alluded to. 1.4 billion of that is in China.
Yes.
So, you're talking about what? Almost 20% of it is in China itself, of the total population. So, world population. So, I just wanted to show you, ladies and gentlemen, what the sheriff has been saying, what our elected officials have been saying, everybody's been saying. Yes, is it serious and is it spreading? Yeah, but we're trying to control the spread of this thing by doing what? The things that you just said. The 6-foot rule.
CDC rules.
Checking the CDC rules. Checking for temperatures when you go into a public place, or when you go to work even now, they're probably checking you. Answering the questions that were...
Top 3 things. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yep.
And wash your hands.
what
Yeah.
we should be doing anyway.
Anyway, correct. So, just be careful. We're just trying to tell you to be careful. keep doing your daily business until they say, hey, daily business can't be done anymore. And of course, the governor is going to have to say that for the state of Florida. That has not been said in the state of Florida yet at all.
It has not been said.
So, is there some closures of some things? Absolutely. We're going to get into that. But I just want y'all not to panic. You don't have to go, as the sheriff said, as Mitchell said, as my elite colleagues have said, you don't have to go buy up everything in the stores right now. Get what you need. Leave the rest up to others, and so they can get their thing. And I want to make sure that the right people are getting their stuff, because you know what's happening? I can tell you, Sheriff, and I think you'll agree. Here we go, family of 4, probably mid-30s, let's just say mid-30s to early 40s, going in there and go, man, I got to have 18 rolls of toilet paper. Grab all that toilet paper, and guess what? My Granny Mary goes right behind them and go, where's the toilet paper? And she's 82.
Now,
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you're seeing that.
Walmart has put a stop to that. You're allowed 1 pack of toilet paper.
And they got somebody monitoring, don't they?
I imagine so.
Yeah, and they
When
got
you get to
somebody.
check out, when you get to check out, you can't check out.
You can't check out. Yeah.
They take it from you, man. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, but it's just common sense. Even if we went into lockdown, they know that people have to go to. They've got a method in place.
Yes, they
that,
do.
Other countries are following. Look and say, if you lock down, everybody has to lock in place. There's still going to be exceptions, but it's to control the hand and touch and the contact with people.
Right.
There's a process. So even if you get locked down, you're still going to be able to have access. I'm more worried about those people that are losing their salaries and stuff that aren't going to be able to afford to go do that. Hence, I think our federal government is finally working together.
I think so.
I think our federal government is finally working together, just watching it, and I'm not there, but I've reached out to some of the local federal people that represent us, and they are really working hard to see, no matter what party affiliation, they love their people.
Right.
When you get elected by the people, they love them. And we might pick up and fight amongst each other, but guess what? It's like family.
Yep.
It's time they come together, and they're looking at getting some immediate stuff out here, so hopefully the next week or so we'll see something. I think they've already got 2 or 3 stages faced. We don't know how long this is going to go to get that money in your bank.
Right.
So you can do that. But even in a serious lockdown, if it was declared that you have to shelter in place or stay home as much as possible, not go to work, there's still going to be ways for you to be able to go get the food and means to feed your family.
Well, and speaking of which, if you was a waitress or waiter and you're laid off because you can't have work inside of a restaurant, guess what? We got Winn-Dixie that's hiring people to stock. We got Walmart hiring people to stock. So there's opportunities out there for you to go somewhere else and work at Walmart or Winn-Dixie or some of these other stores until this thing gets over, and then imagine you could probably go back to your job that you originally had.
Right.
I hope it happens that way. These people are allowed to go back. They'll be the first ones they hire back because they were working there. So there's still opportunities even in times of the disaster moment.
Right.
So.
Well, and again, I want to welcome y'all in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers. To my left is our very own Bradford County Sheriff, Sheriff Gordon Smith. Right to my right here is my co-host on the show, Mr. Mitchell Gunner. We got Mr. Byron Bagwell out on assignment right now. Austin Stevens is also on assignment. Roger the Tornado Cruz, I think, is working probably at the restaurant, probably trying to get some of them meals out. You know, they're talking about delivery. And we got Mr. Dave Holland, Mr. Michael Heater with us. So thank you guys for joining in. We're going to get to all your questions. So if you have any questions, please bring them up. I know we probably bypassed some right here, but we wanted to get this information out to you. And I want to thank everybody that's on the show right now. Thank you. If we missed anybody toward the front, I know it's a lot of our regular viewers, probably some of the viewers that follow your page, Sheriff, follow us as well. We want to thank you guys for joining us and spending your Saturday evening with us. We hope that everything is well and good at your house. As the sheriff said, we love Bradford County. We love all you guys, and this is what we do. We're going to keep doing this until, Sheriff, they tell us we can't do it. And, hey, I'm getting my orders from you, so until you tell me I can't do it, hey, we're going to keep doing the show.
We need to keep the community informed right now. I mean, it's all day. My phone hasn't quit. And it's people that you care about.
Yeah.
They care. They want to know the truth.
Yes.
And they reach out to the people they know. They're not just reaching out to me. They're reaching out to the elected officials in this community, their commissioners. The commissioners are staying on top of it. There's not a commissioner, a board of county commissioners. I've had city commissioners from all the other municipalities. They just want to know because they're being asked questions, and they reach out. And you know what? The sheriff, you're high profile.
Right.
You got to take the good and the bad. And when the shots come, you got to stand up. That's what people elect you to office for. And you know what? And I go back to it. You can say what you want to, but nobody's going to love this county more than your sheriff.
That's right.
And I live it. I breathe it. My family will tell you that.
Yes, they will.
A lot of sacrifices, but you know what? My family's been there with me every step of the way. My kids have grown up in it. They're adults now. I got grandbabies that are being drugged around with me now. And they're going, oh, Papa's stopping to talk to somebody again. We're blessed in Bradford County.
Yes, we are.
We have a great community that comes together in these times that are helping each other.
Right.
People are asking me, Sheriff, how can I help somebody? How can I go get food for somebody? What we're asking you, reach out if you know that one neighbor that lives by themselves.
Right.
Pick up phone, call them. They're scared to come to the door. I had a lady today. I stopped to check on her. I seen her. She was scared. Sheriff, I know, but I just don't want. I said, I know you can't afford to get sick. Do you need anything?
Right. Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. Call them. I didn't have the phone, but check.
Right.
And I'm telling you, if somebody reaches out, contact the sheriff's office. We've sent many people out already. We referred them to the proper location. I can tell you that Bradford, the emergency medical services, the Bradford Fire, you call those people, they're on top of it. We're getting updated constantly, regularly, routinely, as things, and they're happening fast.
Right.
But there is no National Guard shutting down the county.
No.
They've seen a lot of activities, camp landings right there.
Right.
You know, in regards to it. There are no cases. There was no girl that came to the playground here that went, but they hear Baker sometimes gets confused with Bradford. Baker County, unfortunately, has got a confirmed case. When I talked to Miss Johnson, the health department, she advised that they've been up there all day dealing with that. Because remember, when they get a case, they got to track it down.
Right.
And I believe Marion County also got a case today as
They
well.
did.
They did.
So, in mention of that, hey, if you're afraid and you want to go shopping and you're afraid of this coronavirus, hey, stay away from the counties that actually have active cases. Your county right now has 0.
Right.
Shop right here.
You know,
We have
do the
places
pickup.
right
I can
here.
tell you that last few days, somebody turned me on to a shopping app, but the local restaurants, we call them now, man, they're bringing it to the house. They're doing that to you.
Yes, they are.
So it's not, Walmart's not the only one in the game anymore. I stopped and went in, and I'm telling you, did the old hand thing. We went in, did our shopping, had everything, and it was just we had a long trailer, and there's not many places I can get in.
No.
Your sheriff's not
Right.
good. Even though I grew up in a truck driving family, I'm not too good pulling a trailer. And my son-in-law, you can pull up there kind of, he sees my driving. He said, you know, I don't know. He gives me a hard time. He said, better pull somewhere you don't have to back up. So I pulled so we could round in and grab something real quick. Get a couple gallons of bleach, and the stores were, but when you're there, guess what happens? Like anytime, I find some sweets or
Yeah, we'll find something
you know,
anyway.
something to snack on. But everything seemed to be there. They didn't have any toilet tissue, but they were expecting some to come in. They said as soon as it gets there, somebody takes a snapshot on Facebook, and guess what? Boom, everybody's door, and that's all they come for. You know, it's crazy.
And yes, we are going to get to your questions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, we're going to get to some comments here. Eddie Sigmund had one for you. Sheriff said he heard something about traveling out of the county. He said, are you still letting people travel out of the county? And if so, are they going to have any kind of special paperwork or anything like that?
No, right now there's no stops anywhere in the state of Florida.
Right.
However, it's been discussed. Now, you know, I get on phone calls that I'm privileged to, that those things have been discussed, what other states are doing with that, how that's going to be traveled. And there may come a time that certain counties do get to quarantine, trying to keep them from getting out. According to what the number is, that they said that they haven't seen that. The people at the Emergency Operations Center, Department of Health, have not seen the need to do that right here in Florida.
Right.
We're hoping for the warmer weather. Might be time, you know, that we're hoping some of that plays in our behalf.
Right.
To give us a better handle on things as the weather's warming up, people getting outside. You know, it's kind of has its season as everything else, because China's experiencing that now with the warm weather and some of the other countries. So, no, Eddie, they have not. They've discussed if that does happen, there will be certain people that will be allowed, and there'll be a certain way. Everybody's got a smartphone now that you can have that permission electronically done, that you can travel for. If you're a truck driver, we can't stop the truck drivers.
That's
we got to
right.
have it,
They gotta
because I don't
bring
care
the
what
food.
you lock down.
Yeah.
You got to feed the masses.
That's right.
And you got to get stuff to the store. So there's going to be ways for that. They're working on all that.
Now,
That's
I
right.
was actually going to call Monday because I've heard that they're going to shut down the Keys, and they're going to make everyone leave from down there that's not residents out of the Keys. So I'm actually going to call Monday to see if that's true. If that's true, we'll report it here on Tuesday. I don't want to say they are, and if they're not, I want to make sure we got our facts straight, because that's the way we do things around
absolutely.
here. We
Yeah.
report the truth. We don't put no spin on anything.
We don't.
So.
No, we don't. And that's exactly right. Again, if you're just now tuning in, This is David Rodgers with On the Spot with David Rodgers, your host each and every Tuesday and Saturday night. I do want to talk a little bit about what happened to us yesterday right here. Right sitting to my left is Sheriff Gordon Smith. Right over here to my right is Mr. Mitchell Gunner. We've got Mr. Byron Bagwell. We've got Mr. John Probst. We've got Mr. Austin Stevens and Roger out all on assignment doing something. We've got Mr. Michael Heater, our director, is here, and Mr. Dave Holland, our producer, is here as well. Want to welcome you guys in. And again, we're talking about the coronavirus, how it's affecting your community, how it's affecting where you live, how it's affecting your everyday lives, because, hey, let's don't spin this. We're going to spin it right. And just like you said, you want to give the people the truth because that's what you're about, that's what I'm about, that's what Mitchell's about, and that's what this show's about. Hey, look, it's a problem, and, you know, we got to work through problems. Hey, our great United States of America has worked through many problems. World War I. I mean, we can even go back further than that, but just World War I, World War II, the malaria deal, the Spanish flu, you know, bird flu.
We've had many.
We've had many. So we know what to do, and they know how to work these things. And I want to say to y'all, you guys here, is please let our government officials, i.e. the one that runs it all, President Trump and his staff, work their magic, work their deal. The Republicans and the Democrats, as the sheriff said, are finally getting along for once right here, man. Bringing this thing together and trying to work this thing out. What you just said about that the top Democrat there said, hey, man, I'm putting that aside, man.
Hey, ain't time for that.
This ain't no time for that. And we don't have any time for that right now. We've got to get this fixed. And if people would leave that alone, again, this is not a Democrat problem. This is not a Republican problem. This is not an Obama problem. This is not a Clinton problem. This is not a Trump problem. This is not anybody's left problem or right problem, black or white. This is a world problem. Sheriff, as much as I hate to say it, it's out of China. It came out of China. Whether what they were trying to do over there, hey, everybody's got their opinion on that. Really doesn't matter. It got out. It's gotten out. Now it's spread. Now we've got to deal with it. So here we are, and you know, we've got to move on.
Right. And actually, I found out what they're doing down there in Monroe County is that they're shutting all the hotels and tourist houses and stuff down, getting the tourists to leave. So they're not saying that you can't travel back and forth if you're a resident. They're just trying to shut all the rental properties and all that stuff down to get the tourists to leave.
And Miami's done something similar. We're trying to get the people that aren't from there, get back where you should be. We're trying to have that less contact. You know,
Exactly.
We can feed and take care of our work. Yeah, it's going to work.
And I just wanted to bring that up since I found that real quick.
I was looking at some of our comments, Sheriff, here, and some of them are saying, well, that money that I'm getting from the government, they're talking about donating to somebody that really needs it. I have several of our people
I've seen that.
on it. Did you see that? I was like...
Some people are still working, and for somebody...
Yes.
I've never seen our local... Well, yeah, I have. I'm blessed, y'all. I've really got the best sheriff's job in the state. But every time our community needs something, our people step up.
Right.
Yeah. And right now, we're stepping up. We're not dealing with... I've heard horror stories being on conference calls with sheriffs of breaking things up and having to, you know, put people in jail for not obeying by the rules. We've not had any of that. Knock on wood. We've not had... Like I say, we've had some... Our Baker Act commitments went up 7 in this small county in the first 6 hours of shift yesterday.
Right.
People handle stress differently. They're not bad people. People handle it a little different. It's just stressful times. Our domestic calls have kind of gone up a little bit. People living at home with each other. You got to look each other in the face more. You don't have, you know, maybe it's fighting over which program you're going to watch on TV. Well, there's no sports, so it's there's no arguing at my house. There's no sports.
That's why we have 4 TVs in the house.
There you go.
You know, you know, it's that kind of thing. And I seen on there somebody asking about letting inmates out.
Right.
Some counties. I can tell you that dealing with all the sheriffs, we looked at low risk inmates. We looked at inmates that had some just short sentence left.
Right.
We evaluated those. I've had a group that's from last night to all day today is what have you done? What's your procedure? We don't give a lot of procedures. We're following the CDC guidelines, our Florida model jail standards, and we're looking and we're working with the county judge, our circuit judges, and saying, hey, this guy had 30 days. He's done 24. He's been no problem. Can we go ahead and turn him out?
Right.
Hey, this person's had a medical condition. We really don't want them confined in this closed space, and they're low risk. They're in here on a misdemeanor. They're in here on something that they're going to show up in court for. So we was able to reduce our population by about 11. Wasn't a whole lot.
No,
Those are 11.
but 11.
We get out. It's we let some trustees that have been working. You know, here it is coming into grass season, and we're not having any inmate work squads.
Right.
We're no outside inmates working in the courthouse cleaning, working out in the areas cleaning. The ones that go to the different areas to work,
Right.
whether it be the landfill, whether it be the trash sites. Our state inmates, they're on lockdown, no visitation. We have no visitation.
Right.
You can't. We don't want somebody coming in. When that deputy pulls up in that Sally Port, the deputy's checked and the inmates checked with that questionnaires y'all did yesterday coming
Right, question in,
and your
yep.
temperature check. We're following all the standards that have been put in place by the Department of Health and the CDC to make sure that we're complying, because we do not want it to get inside our facility.
Right.
Right.
And I want to mention something real quick, and I know that you would throw the bracelets on them really quick, and this has kind of happened down in South Florida, and this was listed on Palaca's Police Department page, with people dressing up in lab coats and
Yep, I've
and all
heard this.
kinds of PPE, going knocking on people's doors,
Saying that it's CDC.
want them to go in, saying that they're from the CDC, and all they're trying to do is fish for information or see what type of property that you have inside your house, so they can come back in and rob you.
All scams have increased right now.
Right.
We're getting the calls every day because people are at home now. They're making those phone calls. They're trying to get your credit card information. They're trying to get your social security card information. People do not do it. Hang up the phone. There's no, if they show up at your door, call us. We're fortunate in this community. Somebody shows up, lab coats at your door, I bet you in Bradford County, we're gonna get a phone call.
Oh, of course.
You know, they're gonna go and panic. I mean, our emergency medical service had to go to Lauda here a few days ago and had to suit up because when the person called in, our communication center now asks a series of questions.
Right.
We're one of the smallest counties in the southeast that have emergency medical dispatch.
Right.
So we've changed those questions. It's a little longer, and please be patient with us out there, those that are watching. Right now, we're having to ask certain questions on all types of calls. Hey, have y'all been on a trip? Have you just come in from somewhere? You say, why are you asking me these questions? I got a barking dog, but I want to see a deputy. Well, there's a lot of things we have to ask. Before we send, 2 or 3 deputies, we want to make sure that they're safe. Or, well, I just got off a trip from Europe.
Whoops.
Hello.
Hello,
Everybody be a little
down.
more cautious.
Yeah.
It's generally related. Or
Yeah.
I just come from the hospital. Okay, you've been at the hospital. As we know, that's one of the worst places to be.
Me, sure.
Well, if you need help, it's great to be there. But if you're there to visit,
Yeah.
hospitals have locked down, jails have locked down. We have people that are concerned. I don't want to sound like we're considerate. So I was trying to answer those groups who were doing the cookie cutter answers to me. I was giving the cookie cutter answer once I developed it to
Right.
answer back, you know, because they are concerned. They got loved ones in here. If you're outside, 90% of the people locked up in that jail aren't bad people. They make bad decisions.
Right. Right.
And they're loved. So their loved ones call and are asking questions. What are we doing? We're having to explain this. And we got to be patient. Sometimes you say, man, I've been asked this 10,000 times. They want to know, and they deserve to know.
Right. Right.
I just wanted to bring
yeah.
that one thing up because they also said they're trying to force their way into some
Yeah.
homes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just be careful.
Just
Yeah.
lock up your house, act like you're not there, don't answer the door, and while they're sitting out there trying to figure a way to get in, call 911 because I tell you, they'll be there in a hurry.
All right. I wanted just to go over a couple of things right here. Rhonda Lynn Strickland said that she heard about those cases that we just all talked about. There is no current cases in Bradford County, ladies and gentlemen. Just pay attention to the updates on the Bradford County Sheriff's Office page, on our page as well. We'll have the up-to-date information for you, the Health Department page, any pages like that. And they'll know.
Go to Department of Health, type in coronavirus map,
Yeah.
and you can keep up to date the minute. It gets posted immediately as these things are coming in. And like what Rhonda is saying, there are some people, if you say it's red, they're going to say it's blue.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We've all got those friends, and I got mine. I love them dearly.
You have friends in low places too?
I do, and it's
All
just
right.
if I pick the Gators, they're gonna pick. And I don't care if they'll pick the opposite team. If next week I pick their team, they done forgot. They'll pick the other team. They like that. They like that argumentative. And some people believe what they actually. Sometimes they believe. They truly believe it.
Right.
And I get it because there's things I've been bought into, and been proven wrong. You know, and it's just and everybody wants to be the first. You ever notice this?
Yeah,
When
of
something
course.
comes out, everybody wants to be the first to post to social media.
Yeah.
I want to see how many likes I get. I want to see how many hits I get.
How many views? Can something go viral?
Can I get first? Can I get first? Call all my friends. Come like this.
All right. Sheriff, is there any talk of a curfew starting tomorrow around the county?
Let me be real clear. real clear. There is no discussion of curfew within Bradford County, nor have we had any discussion of curfew in Bradford County. Now that question has come up numerous times. I've been contacted at this point in time and where we're at.
Right.
There is no need for a curfew. We don't have people rampant running in the street doing things they shouldn't be.
Right.
Now kids are home.
Yeah.
A week or two from now they may be, but most parents are good parents in our community. We're gonna have those couple of parents that it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the kids that we'll be dealing with. Those will be the kids we get the calls on. You know,
Right.
the majority of our kids in this county, we don't have the problems that other counties have. I can tell you that 99% of our kids in this community are good.
Right.
As Grandpa would say, it's hard to see the flowers for the weeds
For the
sometimes.
weeds sometimes.
You ever cut your
Yep.
grass, you sit back and enjoy that cut grass, you say, man, look at that weed.
Look at that weed. Yeah.
One weed in the whole grass you
Yep.
cut. You find it. How do you do that?
How do you do?
Wish I could find a 4-leaf.
And then you know what you do? Then you grab the lawnmower up. I got to go get that
that one
weed in.
trip.
Just that one
You've
deal.
done it, you've done it.
I've done it
It's
many a
over
time.
times.
I want to answer these next two, Sheriff. It says, will we be told stay at home from work like in California and Illinois? I know that at my place of business, I've got another 180 employees total with draftsmen and things like that. Mark Ripke, which you know very well, used to run the plant out here. He's my general manager out there, and he's put 70% of our staff that can work from home to work from home. Right. So we're taking necessary precautions. We're taking our breaks staggered with our different people.
Yeah.
We're staggering our breaks. We're actually staggering start times. For our work schedule.
That's being smart.
Yes, exactly right. Now, we're not going to run as many tons. We're not going to be efficient, but we can keep people, what he wants to do is keep people working,
Right.
and he wants to keep people safe. We're doing the 6-foot rule. You know, we're doing the 10 or more gather. So we're following all the policies, as you and the sheriff has said, about the CDC, from the CDC. So we're taking all those precautionary measures. And it says, will you be told to stay at home? It depends where you work at. I know that California and Illinois are on a shutdown. Depends what the governor says within the next couple of days. I don't know. That's up.
And here's the thing: it's who's ordered to stay at home. You know, it's going to be because a lot of things. If I'm at the sheriff's office, well, guess what? There's a lot of things become essential. You're a communications officer.
Right.
It's essential. You're a
Right.
jailer. It's essential.
Right.
So a lot of essential people will still have to work. Supermarkets.
Yes.
Those things in California are still running, y'all. They're
Right.
just saying if you're a non-essential business, they want you to stay home. If you don't really need to go to work, stay home. They're trying to get as many people to stay home as possible because the less communication they have
Right.
with people,
Right.
the closeness, the faster we're going to get through this. The more people that comply is the faster we're going to go.
And I wanted to say, we've got an esteemed colleague of ours that's always been on our show here for a while, and that's Mr. Michael Heater. You're talking about somebody that's got a very important job. This guy has a couple of them.
Oh,
He's
my
not
gosh.
only a great dispatcher, he also works for the fire department as well. He pulls double duty. So you're talking about keeping somebody safe. Hey, when I go to sleep at night, if I know Heater's on the dispatch, hey, you know what? I'm sleeping good.
Oh, absolutely.
You know why? Because I know Michael knows how to handle these situations. He knows what to do.
He's been involved in it from the beginning to the end. He's been in every type of situation. He's
Yeah.
got the experience. You know, he's
Yeah.
been there. He's been around a while. What's that old commercial on TV? Seen a thing or two?
Yeah, seen a
So
thing.
he's,
Yeah,
he's
he
seen a
has.
thing or two. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's great to have when you go to these situations. It's like with deputies. You have the older deputies to keep the younger deputies from getting hurt.
Right.
To calm them down.
Right.
Same way in the
Same.
fire, EMS, rescue. You have to have the older guys. You like the energy of the young guys, but you got to have that guy that's been around and seen a thing or two.
Right.
To keep people from getting hurt.
Right.
Keep people from getting exposed, and that's where you can't read that in a book,
Nope.
and you can't buy it.
That comes from experience right there, and that guy's got it. So, yes, so we'll just see what happens in the next couple of days. Can people still eat outside like at Powell's or other restaurants that have outdoor seating? I do want to say this. After we left you last night, you fine gentlemen, we decided to go over to Powell's to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And we pulled in there. We got our food. We ate. So as of last night, yes, you still can. Sheriff, did you ride by there today? Are they open?
Still open. Feeding. Here's the thing.
So
They
they're
told us
still-
indoor dining.
Right.
We've been told.
That's what been
They're
told.
spacing
Right.
it out. They're trying to keep it decent. There's been no order from us unless it comes down through the Department of Health to the restaurants.
Right.
We have been not told to enforce anything with that. It's indoor dining.
Right.
That's the executive order. That's how it's written.
Right.
All indoor dining shall cease.
Right.
So some people have moved it to the curb. Here's the issue. You're still going to have people 10, 12 go to Sonny's. They line up to get their food.
For food, yeah.
You know, but most of them are smart. I mean, we know each other in Bradford County, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm a grab your hand, hug your neck kind of guy.
Me too.
You know, I got to be careful right now. I can't be kissing the babies and can't be,
No.
you know, those type of things that you used to do. And we're trying to keep that distance.
Right.
You know, and we're doing the old, as we taught as a kid, you know, blow the old kiss, you know, kind of thing. And it's being respectful. I'm not out there counting numbers. But everybody's been responsible.
Yes.
People are being responsible, and other restaurants go, wait a minute, that restaurant's outside. Hey, if you can do it, we ain't coming around. We want people to be able to survive and thrive during this difficult time.
Right. I do want to read a couple of things before I get to that next question. Maybe you can help me answer that one, Sheriff. Crystal says, Bradford Strong. We always preach Bradford Strong.
Absolutely.
And a couple of the other sayings that you got. Rhonda Lynn says, I've tried my best to stress that this is not true to people, but they're going to believe what they want to hear with no facts. But I believe our sheriff, and I know he would let this community know what is going on. And you can absolutely go to the bank with that one. You go ahead and go to the bank with that one, because I can tell you what, I would stake my paycheck on it that this guy is going to tell you what's going on. You've never hit any punches. You've done football games with me. We've done all kinds of things. You're not going to sit here and give a story to the people of Bradford County.
Never.
Never.
I've never had to. Not going to start today.
No.
You know, these are the people, like I say, these are the people, no matter what, if I lie to them, I'm going to have to face them again. I can't get too far. You know, in Bradford County, we're big enough to serve you.
Yeah.
We're still small enough to care. And that makes the difference.
Charles McKinney said, and yes, we are Bradford Strong. And I can tell you right now, you can think what you want. We are all going to come together as a county, like we've always done and like we always do, and we're going to thrive. There's no doubt about it. Charles McKinney said, toilet paper is like gold, Sheriff, around here. They had a fight at the dollar store in Lodi. LEO was called, and it was crazy. So, man, people,
and those were people that knew each other.
What? Yeah, I was just going to say, come on, guys. There's enough for everybody. Please, please take responsibility of your own stuff. Just grab what you need. Leave another one for somebody else. I guarantee you, like you said, we haven't stopped trucking. We haven't stopped shipping of food. There's plenty of it. We just got to get it to the shelves. But if you wipe out the shelves and the truck comes in, it only looks like there's 5 cans there because you wiped out the whole shelf. It's going to take time.
Those poor people, Walmart, these other stores can't get enough people to stock. So if you have lost a job, look online. They're doing a lot of this online. They're bringing you in during hours to help stock. I can tell you the Walmart people are begging. Dollar General people are begging. It doesn't matter what store you are. You're trying to keep the shelves stocked. Poor Walgreens and CVS. I've been in both of those places. They're being hit just as hard, and they don't have enough people to keep the place filled.
Right. I want to thank Jamie Clemens. Jamie, yes, thank you very much. We respect and honor you as well. Thank you for joining the show. Yes, please visit your local restaurants, your local businesses, everything that's within the Bradford County area. You just heard the sheriff. Nothing's closed down right now except indoor eating. You can still go and get your food, take out or whatever. And I know some places, what you just said, if you can't and you're not able to go, they'll deliver it to you. I guarantee if you make the call, I guarantee if you call Chrissy right now and said, hey, I need delivery, I bet Chrissy's hopping in that little car and she's delivering.
They are wearing cars out. And I've heard them ask. I've watched earlier.
Yeah.
If you need to deliver to Lodi, they'll deliver to Lodi.
Lodi, yeah.
I've heard them say they've put no boundaries. All I'm asking the people, if you can afford it, to order out to some of these places. Treat yourself. Don't make the wife cook. If you've been hemmed up in the house all day, order that. And you know what? A Chrissy's or a Laredo's, they can send you with a big margarita to come to your house and have you a candlelight dinner with your spouse, with your loved one. Have that. Spend this time together. Make it quality time. And remember, invest back in your. If you can afford it. Some people can't. I get that. But that's what friends are for. If you can, and then remind when they get there. Remember that person that's driving. They're putting their gas in their car.
That's right.
Wear and tear in their car, and they're still serving you. So, maybe that 15, 20% needs to be 25, 30%. If you can afford it. If you can afford it.
Right. All right. It says, can we expect a vaccine or should we go to the ER to get checked?
We always need to go to the ER if you feel it, but call first if you can.
Yes.
If it's not a 911 emergency. If you can't get hold of your local doctor during the week or when it is, or the health department, you can contact the health department. They will ask you this series of questions, as you've seen when you come in here.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that tells them what they need to do with you. Hey, come immediately in, bypass everybody else. They'll get you through the line at the ER if you're suspected. There's a lot of steps that go into place. So please reach out locally if you can't, your health department, or even the ER. If you call in there and say, hey, I've had this, you know, it'd be like you tell them you have chest pains. There's a whole other set of procedures that go in place to get you in to be seen.
Right. Okay, it says, are all beaches closed around the state or just Jacksonville? Other beaches are open. St. John's and Flagler counties currently are open.
That's
correct.
correct.
That is correct. So yes, right now, that is a true statement. Again, it could change at any point.
At any point, a lot of the
So,
other beaches that have closed
yep.
are big spring break areas.
Yep.
And they've had to just finally hammer down, like Panama City. I had some, my wife had some family that were out there this week. And they were told today it was time to lock up or get a $500 fine. So they all left the beach because it's overcrowding with these spring break popular areas.
Right, and they just met the other day, and they determined to keep those beaches open there in St. John's and Flagler counties.
Right. Michael, what was that about your sister there?
Just received word that she has, she's presumptive for coronavirus. She's been transported to a hospital in Atlanta.
Wow, and she's a nurse, right?
She's a nurse in Atlanta, and she's been exposed.
And she's been exposed,
She,
so.
she became very sick this afternoon, and they transported her to the hospital, and she's in isolation.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank your sister for what she does in the medical field there. A nurse, anybody that's working in those kind of fields right now has got my utmost respect because, hey, they're probably the more than likely are the ones that's probably
They're coming in
contact with this, real close contact.
They are.
So,
You know, you look right now, New York's got 50 officers quarantined or tested. You've got 100 and something in Detroit Police Department. We don't get the same protection a lot of times that the firemen and EMS workers get. We have to jump into the scenes without any equipment. Then, of course, what we like to do, cops like to hang out. You know, it's a known thing, and then it doesn't take one.
Yeah. Marie, I'm not sure. She just heard on TV that 700 more people got the virus. I'd like for you to explain that a little bit. I don't know. That's a sort of a generic question. I mean, is that worldwide? Is that United States wide? Or are you worried about your particular area? I'm not sure. I heard some counties are letting people, you just talked about that as well. Drink more orange juice, just in case.
Get that vitamin C.
See, I've been drinking it too, brother. I can tell you what.
Picked up some today.
Byron, we talked about this too. Yes, it is a China problem. We talked about this. This is not a political problem. This is not a Democrat versus Republican problem. This is not a black and white issue. This is not a religious issue. This is an issue with China. For whatever reason, let this thing out. Now it's out and about. Now we got to figure out a way to get it fixed. So let's see here. We're still working as of now. That's why our family is used to taking out as much as possible to help these food places that are not able to keep their servers working. That's Jamie Clemens is saying that.
Absolutely.
So, for sure. Joey Fennell, I'm glad that you're on because, you know, we're all talking about this coronavirus and everything. Joey lives in Nashville, which you know what happened in Nashville.
Oh, yes.
That hurricane, that tornado came through there, and that wasn't pretty. Here we helped out our neighbors, cleaned up after the tornado. The next week, they're fighting over toilet paper, he said. Isn't that crazy? It's just the way that the world is, unfortunately. I wish people would take heed to at least what we're saying here. I know that we reach a lot of people, Gordon, especially within our community, but within our region. We're starting to get a little bit more regionalized within the southern states. And we have hits from all over the country and all over the world. We've had hits. So because we have people in the military, things like that, they share it with their friends. So we're trying to get the news out as best as we can. And again, we're trying to provide the answers for you as best as we can as well. So again, we have the sheriff here with us, and I'll get to another question there as I go up. A lot of these hearts are popping. Bradford strong, Bradford strong, Bradford strong, and that's exactly right. Get the latest information on our Bradford County Emergency Management Facebook page and Florida Department of Health at www.floridahealth.gov.
Absolutely.
So you can get that latest and local information right there. Bradford County Emergency Management Facebook page and Florida Department of Health at www.floridahealth.gov.
Dave, I want to assure the viewers out there, the moment and I know it's coming. We're going to get our time in the chute, most likely. I pray not.
Right.
But if it comes, the moment we get notified, our emergency manager will be posting that out. We'll be notifying our community through our code red. That's the reason I ask you, go to the BradfordSheriff.org, get your phone number and your email address registered under the Everbridge.
Right.
You'll see it right there. You just enter your information. It takes you all of maybe a minute, 2 minutes. The minute we get that, we'll be notifying our community through every means necessary so that people are aware. It's not to create a panic.
Right.
Not to create a panic, because if we
No.
get one, we probably already had some had it and don't know it. But the minute we know for sure that we've had one, we want to give them the most accurate information to help dispel all the rumors that will happen.
Right.
Because everybody's going to be connected. Everybody's going to have some contact with them. You know, so that's what we have to be aware of. But I want to assure the public out there that the minute they won't have to worry about it, they'll be able to say, let me look at Bradford Sheriff, Emergency Manager, Bradford Sheriff, Facebook.
Right.
And be expecting. If you'll register, you'll get that phone call.
You'll get that phone call.
You'll get that text and you'll get that email.
Right.
Onto your phone, and you'll say, here's verification, and we'll give you all the information that we can give you about it.
And I tell you, that's exactly right. Again, you can catch that at www.floridahealth.gov. Want to talk, I'm seeing a few comments, Sheriff, I think you've seen it, about Russia, about why their cases are so less than anybody. And if you really want me to, I'm just going to say.
Don't believe their numbers.
And don't, yeah, there you go. First of all, you know, if you're believing China's numbers right now, I think you're making a vast mistake. They're probably close, but I don't think you're getting all the reported numbers out of China. Russia, you're probably not getting all the reported numbers out of there. Look, those are communistic countries. You're restricted
Socialist
medicine, and that's exactly right. So please don't believe those numbers. It's already almost like a lockdown country anyway. They tell their people what they're going to do,
What they're gonna eat.
and what they're going to eat. And then that's just the way it is. So please don't believe a lot of those numbers and a lot of that hype. Yes, it sounds good, but to be honest with you, is it really true? And will we ever really find out the number? I doubt it.
Right.
It's not going to probably happen.
Well, here's an update that just came in at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And this is on floridahealth.gov.
Okay.
So you can go there and you can get the updates every day at 6 p.m. And right now there's 706 positive cases in Florida, Florida residents, and 57 positive cases of non-Florida residents, those who traveled here.
Right.
So I don't see like a real big total from yesterday.
Right.
So hopefully they'll start slowing down. You'll start seeing
We're trying to get the hump. We want to get, we
to
want it to be a speed bump, not a
right.
big bell curve.
Tom Bailey, yes, I'm with you, and I think the sheriff has alluded to that. And if you tuned into our show yesterday, which I want the sheriff to get into here in a little bit, and how we may continue on to do this. Tom Bailey, you're right. I would hope some of the motels and some of our restaurants will stay open for truck drivers and people delivering supplies if they need a place to stay. Brother, you've mentioned that like 42 times.
I'm a product of a truck driver family. You know, you know, if you ever, and we've all been guilty of it. The big trucks, they're big, they scare us. We get beside them. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, we're thankful because they're the ones that work tirelessly.
Yeah.
Rain, snow, sleet, hurricane, fires. Y'all, we got to depend on them for everything we do.
Everything that we
The chair
do.
we're sitting in, the product we're sitting on, the building that built this building, everything is done because of a trucker.
Yep.
And they go, y'all, I can't say enough about it. We can go on and on for hours because they're in my heart. That's, you know, my daddy was a truck driver, his dad was a truck driver. If without the trucks, we get nothing.
Yeah, and Crystal, to back up on that, do most of the road truckers have sleepers in their trucks? Most of them do.
Long haul
truckers
do. Going to have sleepers in them, but they got to have places to sleep. They got to sleep safely.
Yeah.
I can tell you that the president and our governors have waived a lot of those regulations to drive a little more. You know, if you see a trucker stop trying to get somewhere to get him something to eat, you know, it's
let him eat.
Let him eat, or let him, run, go get it for him.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these fast food places you can't drive through with a semi.
Right.
You know, if you see him stopping the median, the suicide lane, I call it, coming through Start, don't call us complaining. The man just trying to get a sandwich and keep trucking. Keep trucking. I get it. Right now, we're waving that. I can tell you, Chief Johnson, let them people go eat, keep them driving. I want them to get that toilet paper.
I'll tell you a funny story. Nikki, my wife.
RITP.
She says, "You know what I seen today?" I says, "What did you see?" She says, "I seen a trucker. He was parked in the parking lot, and he got his bicycle. I guess he had a bicycle
Yeah.
right behind the cab of the truck. Got on his bicycle, and he rode that bicycle through the drive-through so he could get him some food."
And he shouldn't have to do that.
No, he shouldn't.
He shouldn't have to do that because
right.
we're better than that, aren't we? Aren't
are
we
better.
better than that?
We are.
We're better than that.
Let them walk up there and order their food.
Let them park
and
somewhere for a
grab it.
minute. Yeah, I can tell you here,
Yeah.
we're going to judge everything on we don't cookie cut or nothing, but I'm going to tell you, every truck complaint we get called in on is going to be judged by the facts and the circumstances.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you know what? The man's trying to eat.
Yeah.
Let eat. If he's parked in that parking lot that says no overnight parking, sleeping right now, I don't think he's going to get ready to move. That man gets a couple hours shut eye before he gets back on the road. You know, it's we all got to get through this together.
Yeah.
The regulations are there for a reason, but sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it's made. Most rules are meant to bend, and right now we're bending to help serve our community.
Well, the president already has. He threw it out. They don't have to worry about their logs and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that stuff right
Keep
now.
trucking, baby.
He wants them to be safe, but
Right.
yeah, you're right.
Keep
Get as much
trucking.
of them. Keep trucking. I do want to say, did you hear that Texas Roadhouse is feeding our truckers for free?
Yes,
Did you hear that?
I did.
Texas Roadhouse. Look at here. Hey, I want them guys to go in and get them a nice steak and a baked potato. Yes, sir.
Everything.
Everything. Hey, load it up, and then guess what?
Take
He's
a
going to
nap.
get back, take a little nap, and then he's going to get back in his truck. He probably ain't going home to his family. He's going back to pick up that next load to come back. Because we got to remember, these people, railroad workers, anybody that works on the rail service, truckers, people that work in warehouses right now. How about all the laborers and the sorters and everybody that's working in these warehouses right now? They are away from their families. I can guarantee you they're pulling 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, working night and day
Your
to get these
postal
things.
people,
Yes, anybody that's delivering or anybody that's...
everything's having to be delivered now. Remember the old story? It must be the milkman, must be the mailman. But guess
Yeah.
what? We've come full circle, baby. We're back to customer service.
Yes, we
We're
are.
serving people.
Yep.
These businesses have gotten back to us. Instead of us going to them, they're having to come to us.
Right.
What a great thing. You know, it's there.
And I think it's actually going to open up opportunities for some of these restaurants that never thought about going out and delivering food. It may give them another option after everything gets back to normal.
Possibly.
I was
Yeah.
talking
So-
to a customer that just the other day about when they delivered milk to your house and you had that aluminum.
That aluminum can inside.
Yeah.
that
and
was
they
sitting there.
stuck it in.
They stuck those 6 quarts in there for you, and
Yeah.
you just carried it in.
Hey, we used to have the home doctor. We might get the home barber.
Yep, the home barber. Yep.
Yeah,
You
man.
may get the vet in there too, right?
That's it, that's what I'm telling
Yeah, there you go. Billy Rayburn said, "What will happen?" First of all, I hope he's on his meds, Sheriff.
Yeah,
to be
you know
honest with
Billy.
you. Yeah, no Billy. I think he's off them Loratabs and everything
I
else.
told
he's on.
you, it was in Flintstone vitamins. It started as a kid. We was hard on those things back in school, Billy. They picking on us now. Me and Billy, hey, I can tell you, me and Billy tell the story, and we've been friends a long time. We were the fastest guys in school because, man, we had the free lunch. We were poor. We were poor, man. We had to get there to eat.
Yeah.
We understand it's important these schools put these meals out.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were those kids.
What will happen if the state of Florida mandates a no travel to the whole state?
You know, I'd like to. I'm speechless because I really don't know. It would be new to me.
Right.
I know I've been on those calls and been fortunate, and everybody's like me, like, pardon the bad language, but hell, we just don't know.
Right.
Nobody's had to experience. We've done hurricanes and turned roads one way, but to tell how you gonna do that? Because the moment you do that, realize it shuts everything down.
Yes, it does.
I think it's virtually impossible. There's going to have to be exceptions to the rules. You're going to have to let your truckers go through. You're going to have to let your workers go through. And how do you keep track of all that?
Right.
Look at the other countries doing it. Yeah, you slow down, and most people comply,
Right.
but you still have the necessities. You still got to get to town, get your medication. You still, if they don't deliver it to you, you still
Right.
got to get to town to get your food if they don't deliver it to you. You still got to go get your groceries if they don't deliver it to you. Those things that we're looking at, what can happen if you do that? Bradford County is a rural area by nature. You know, some places are inner city, and you might can do that in some small areas to stop down the bigger inner city areas of Jacksonville, Miami, Broward County, Tampa, those areas. But that's virtually impossible areas like us to have to reach out, that people have to go see their medical treatment.
Right.
You know, I got a family member that's out seeking their chemo treatment, getting that taken care of. Matter of fact, they're not even allowing their wife to go in to seek that medical. They have to go by themselves. Of course, they're older. They're in the elderly they don't act like it, but they're in the elderly category. And now they can't even go to their favorite restaurant. They're just getting beat up all the way around. We're just trying to keep them so other people don't get sick. They get it. They're not complaining.
Right.
Right. Byron Bagwell, just real quick, Mitchell. Byron, who's on assignment, said, I guess he's seeing some things. Those who would choose safety over essential liberty deserve neither safety or liberty. What do you think? I agree with it.
I agree 100%.
I agree with that for sure. So,
I just want to let y'all know, John Better than Snopes Propes just said that PALS is no longer allowing anyone to sit outside. So you can still go up there and grab your food, but no longer in your city.
Okay, well, there you go.
Keep them busy anyway.
Well, and
Set
here,
your vehicle and eat that ice cream cone.
Go get
there
that
you
slaw
go.
dog.
Go get that slaw dog.
Oh,
Get
man.
that steak sandwich that we had. Ooh, my
Oh
God.
man, and that
Yeah.
fried okra.
Some fried okra, the fried mushrooms even better.
John
Let 'em cool
Probst
first.
also said Newport Richie's a ghost town when it comes to supplies and places open.
Yeah.
So I've heard that as well. Question to you, Mitchell, from Marie. She says, Mitchell, now they are saying that you can get the virus by getting gas. Have you heard about that?
You can get it off those gas pump handles. I imagine it lives on the surface, and they really don't know how long that it can actually stay on the surface and live there. They said some cases it could be hours, some cases it could be days, and a lot of that is because of what type of material that it's
And the
sitting on.
conditions. How hot is it? How cool
How
is it?
hot? So yeah, if you pump
Temperature,
gas, make sure you get some hand
Mine was-
sanitizer on you.
Keep your bottle
Crystal
handy.
Porchazio, I hope you're very wrong about this next one because the sheriff's going to really love this one as you guys. It was overheard by several people at a gas station that someone is throwing a party tonight. Just wish everyone would take this seriously and stay home.
Yeah, you can't.
I'll let you.
I'll just do it. Ignorance is bliss. Now, I have friends, and I like to hang out with my friends, and I like a good party.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
I'd like the
I'm not
next
gonna
man.
lie.
We all do.
We like a good party. We're just asking Bruce. Now, it could be maybe they mean big party, and they get 8, 9, 10 people show up. If you broke my household, there was more than 10. We already broke the rule.
We already
You know what
broke
I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
family
Just
living in the
family
house,
alone.
we already broke the rule. If you got 4 or 5 of your friends over for a card game, be mindful. If you've been sick, say, guys, I can't show up. But be mindful. That party, like you said, a party at my house, maybe I got a couple of friends over. If you get a large crowd, we're going to get called to it. Neighbors going to call in. They're going to go, oh, guys, there's more than 10 here. You got to go. And they said, well, how are you going to enforce that? We don't want to take nobody to jail,
Right.
but we will.
Right.
They don't
You
want-
heard it right here. Yeah.
We're going to beg you, please, guys, break it up. We're going to, and these are our friends we're dealing with.
Of course.
We go
Yeah.
to our friends.
Some of
we're-
our family, right?
A lot of them my family. But we're going to look our peers in the eye and say, guys, this is stupid. Now, have you ever tried to rationalize with a drunk?
Oh, yeah, many a times.
Doesn't go over too well.
No.
We don't want to put nobody in jail. We don't want to bring you down there. We don't want you involved here. Please, if you're going to do it, keep it to small sizes, 7, 8, 9 people. A few friends at a time, you'll get to enjoy better conversation and have a better time.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're outside, you really don't need to be burning a fire right now anyway. It's too dry.
Please don't burn nothing.
Yeah.
Don't burn nothing,
Too
y'all.
dry.
Yeah.
We've had neighbors burn up their other neighbors' boats,
Yeah.
their sheds, their lawnmowers. We've had some neighbors get upset with each other lately. It's burning. It's irresponsible. When you go out there and blow, and the wind's blowing 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour, and you light a fire. Be responsible. It's really dry. We're under no burn ban. There is no burn ban.
Right.
However, if it stays this way for another couple of weeks, we could very well be on top of everything else. And I love to burn stuff. They'll tell you I pile up my trash. I like to burn. I like to hang out around the fire, been mowing grass all day, the limbs and sticks. Have a cold iced tea or something. And
The reason, I love that too. The reason that we're sitting so close together is I know that we're not pressing the 6-foot rule. First of all, we got to be in camera range, number one. Number two, all of us in this room have been tested, has had our temperatures taken, and we do not have any symptoms of coronavirus, COVID-19.
And every time I touch David, I always reach over
He
there.
reaches over there and he's been doing his hands. I wish I had some. Can I get a little bit of that,
I
Sheriff?
share.
Yeah, just to
You
share
ever
a
know all
little
them
bit.
shows you go to and them little travel plans you always got? Look at here.
Look at here. We're all.
Hey, my wife said, I know you got them. Every time you go to those little sheriff's conferences or something, you go speak to them. We've been dragging them all out. And I don't throw them away, I just refill them lately.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing, soap and water actually, according to Dr. Oz.
Yes, that's right.
And the Department of Health,
That's
I like Dr. Oz.
Right.
They said, you know, really washing with regular soap and water for that 20 seconds does more
Than this. Yeah.
Now this works for us because we're always out in the field, we don't have the running water,
Right.
we don't have the thing. But just your regular soap, so when you go to the store, don't think you have to have antibacterial soap. Regular soap, they said, is better against the virus because it breaks it down versus
Right.
it's not covering up. The alcohol kills, but it actually breaks it down before it gets somewhere for you to touch something else. So
Right.
this dissipates real fast. If you don't do it 20 seconds, you don't.
Oh, yeah, it's done.
But the soap and water 20-minute wash, according to the Department of Health, says that it's better than the actual hand sanitizer. So just keep your hands washed all the time. Wash, because we all do this. Our eyes, our
I've
nose.
just touched my nose a couple
our mouth,
times.
you know,
Yeah, we know it's just habit.
It's a habit, y'all.
Hey, and it's okay if it looks like your hands has been in the lake for about 4 or 5 hours. At least you won't have it.
At least, yeah, that's true. Going back to that party thing, Ellen Williams said they had a huge one in Lake Butler last night. Many people from bad Bradford went. Makes me wonder, does those people not have grandmas and grandpas that worry about them?
You know, some people that haven't, we got tough people, and young people are tough. We were there.
Yeah,
At one point.
of course.
We're invincible. Why do you think people join the military at 18, 19 years old? Think they can jump out of planes. They're invincible. You can't talk a 30-year-old into joining.
No.
He's already matured.
That's it.
But young people, it's like you see the spring break stuff. I talk to young people that, you know, I've got my own son, I've got my daughter. All those people are like, oh, Dad, Jesus, you know, alcohol kills it. Not internally.
Right.
Alcohol on the outside, if you're going to swim in it, I guess you're okay. I get it. But they don't take things, they're still invincible. They're still invincible, y'all, and I love them. And I was the same way. I was that guy, you know, that I've been shot twice, stabbed, run over, and 200 stitches in my head. My mouth got me in a lot of trouble because I thought I was that guy that nothing could, but as you get older, you realize everything your grandpa told you and daddy told you, there was a lot of truth to that.
Yes, there is.
They were trying to save me a lot of that if I'd have just listened, and that's our problem. So we've got to be good parents. I've got a 21-year-old who still thinks I can't tell him what to do, but I do. Mm-hmm. I got a daughter who thinks she's smarter than me. Most times she really is. But they listen to their mother better than they listen to me. I'm just the old mean dad. But so the wife has been taking care of a lot of that and dealing with it. But please monitor where your kids are. If you know they're going, you know, try to convince them. And do a lot of praying, as parents do.
Speaking of that, your lovely wife was on tonight, and I want to thank her for what she said. I think y'all seen that comment.
Oh, definitely.
We're just, Stephanie, we love and respect you. We're just out here trying to do the things as good Bradford Countyans should do, bring the information to you the best that we can. Of course, you know, Facebook and social media is one of the ways to bring this out. And like I said, when we bring something out to you, we've either researched it, we know the answers, or you know the answers, or you know the answers, or I know that, or somebody here knows the answers. Or if we don't, we'll find it.
We go dig.
We'll go dig. Yeah, we'll dig for you.
We're supposed to do.
And that's exactly what we're supposed to do. So thank you for those kind words, Stephanie. Billy Rayberg, you know I pick on you all the time, brother. I love you like the next man. It's just great to be able to find somebody to pick on, and you're the guy. I really respect what you say and do for our community, and you know I always will. We talked about Powell's. Thank God for our local restaurants for taking care of us. I love a small town. Wouldn't change it for the world, he said.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I've
It's
been
better
there
in
now.
Bradford.
It's better.
Haven't y'all heard? It's better in Bradford. Now, we've got some neighboring counties trying to steal our logo.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
We noticed that, but that's
Yeah.
all right. We're often imitated, never duplicated. That's the way I look at it, you know? Like people say, Sheriff, why you get an opponent? I said, as I had one gentleman tell me the other day, he said, Sheriff, if you quit making it look so easy, you wouldn't have nobody else wanting it. Because I promise you, know, it happens. It's what it is. We do have a great community, and you know, we have that small town feel.
Yep.
We still go anywhere within about an hour, hour and a half, be anywhere you want to go. As I try to tell people, I've been as far south as Waldo, as far north as Lawdy. I've seen most of the world, or at least the important part.
At least the important part.
You know, so
You've seen the Quad Cities.
But they're right. That small town feel, we can leave and come right back home where it's safe.
I have.
And remember this: the only gated community in this county is called jail. We try to keep people in, not keep people out. So that's because we treat everybody the same.
Yeah, and you're right. I moved away to one of the most beautiful places that you can actually move to and live. Moved up to Maggie Valley, North Carolina for a little while.
Very beautiful place. Yeah.
And hey, I came back.
You're right here.
You're right here.
So,
Yeah. You know, hey, I can tell you, I've got some of my friends from Pasco live in Mobile, Pensacola area. Michael's got some, and they call us. You know what they call it? David, I would never thought you'd be part of Mayberry. Well, guess what? I'm part of Mayberry, and I love it, and I'm proud of being a part of Mayberry. I'm telling you what, I'm not leaving this place.
Is Mayberry.
This is,
This is Mayberry.
I know it. They think it is. If they want to think it is, I'm gonna let them think it is, but it ain't.
Do you notice everybody in Mayberry was single except for the town drunk?
Which is true.
And he'd lock himself up.
Then he locked himself.
He turned himself in.
Yeah.
I would never do that. No. So we're better than Mayberry.
Well,
People can live happily together here.
hey, how about this? How about I put you on OTS on the spot? Who would be Otis?
I better.
You gonna plead the implausible deniability?
I'm gonna drink the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Okay, all right.
In the short term, though, we can appoint Rodgers.
Okay. Oh goodness, here we go. Oh my goodness. Where are you at tonight, buddy? Anyway.
Rodgers, we picking on him. I love Rodgers.
Yes. So thank God for a county that looks out for our own people. If we go down, we going down together.
Amen.
If we eat, we all
Eat together.
eat together. You got that right. I guarantee you, if it comes down to that, I can guarantee you 14, 15 people will be throwing the biggest barbecue you'd ever had here.
I'm going to tell this. I'm going to throw this out there from our citizens. All that hoarding, those ones out there, maybe hoarding, come May, June, when we got through this on the downhill slide, that pantry, I want you to go into that pantry and where you stack your toilet paper. I want you to go in there and I want you to get it all out and put it in the trunk of your car or the back of your pickup truck, and I want you to haul it down there to our food pantry.
Yep.
Or your church food pantry. Go have some churches that have food pantry.
Yep.
I want you to return it back that you didn't need instead of taking it back to the store and give it to the citizens, because there are people in our community that struggle each and every month to provide to feed their family. And we've always been able to provide to that food pantry, but right now they're taking a hit. They're giving out everything they got.
Right.
Yep.
And would you say in that, Sheriff, hats off to the school board for what they're
Oh, my
doing.
God.
Yes.
They keep on doing those lunches, and now after we come back from spring break week, you can actually go to any of your schools like Laudy, Southside Stark, the high school, Hampton, Brooker. And you can pick up lunches there. You don't have to come all the way into the high school. And I urge you to do that with your kids, because the school gets federal funding to have these free lunches, and we want these children to be able to get these lunches so we can continue that program on when we go back into next year, and to let the federal government look at it and say, hey, they are really using these funds to supply food
I got you.
for the children. So just keep that in mind. Use those resources and help our community. It's helping our community when you do that.
I do want to say, Crystal, if you're talking about the Downtown Grill or Tony and Al's or Call Street Cafe or any of those, Sheriff, as far as you know, they're all doing takeout, right?
They're all doing takeout, and
Okay.
I know they're all doing that. I think they're trying to work up to, they get a couple people that can do delivery and stuff.
Right.
Because they got some regular customers. All those places, if you hadn't eaten at Tony and Al's, if you hadn't
Yeah.
eaten at the Thai restaurant,
Right.
if you hadn't eaten at the Call Street, that's Cafe Road right there.
Yes, that's Cafe Road.
You got, anything you want is right there on that road.
Right. So, yes, and by the way, taco salad at Laredo's, yes, they are serving taco salads. So I'm sure whatever you want to get, just got to get it to take it home. Make sure you get your margarita to go with that if you're old enough to do that. And don't drink and drive with it. Drink it when you get home, as the sheriff said.
Hey, please.
Do that for sure, please. We stress that. And the next time I'm going to make them to next door. Okay, yep. Billy Rayberg. If I go missing, ask Lori where my body's at. Okay, we can do that. Yeah,
said she ain't
not
talking.
She ain't talking. Yeah, you got that right. So, will the virus affect a show pony? Yes, it will. Especially when he's had pneumonia already. That's why we're really taking this to heart here. Absolutely. My lungs have been damaged. I was a smoker. I've had pneumonia. It scarred my lungs. Probably got a little COPD. And it is what it is. That's why I'm staying safe with it.
You got to.
Shelly Rodgers, my wife, she's had cancer. So she's susceptible to this coming off of treatments. And I know some other people on here that's been sick like that. So
And
they're
I tell
highly
you,
susceptible.
my parents, they're doing the same thing. They're saying, hey, don't come over. Don't bring the grandkids.
Don't.
Not right now.
No.
They need to be locked in place. They need to hunker down, especially those people that are susceptible. Some of our elderly in our community, go to the door, ask them, peek through. Don't do the extra. If their grass needs mowed, don't go over that. Just mow it.
Right.
Yeah, just mow it. That's exactly right. Ellen says, again, Ellen said both of these to you, Sheriff. Bradford proud, Bradford strong. So that's what she wanted me to let you know that.
Absolutely. We're going to get through this together, I promise y'all.
Byron said to Billy Rayberg, the reason he's not here, Byron's tonight, because he's got the Zika virus from Billy. Well, pass. Straight out of Hampton Proud. Yep, Bradford born. Thank you guys for all joining in. Walmart was wiped out of toilet paper. This is from Dwight Allen, one of our colleagues that tunes in each and every week. Out of toilet paper, cereal, most canned goods, and the whole meat section was empty. Really sad to see how bad it's got, Sheriff. And this is what Bernie wants permanent. So, and again, it's not a political issue right now. We get it. We know what's up. But absolutely, if you think this is bad right now, you could be over in China or in communistic Russia, as you said, and see what's going down there right now.
Yeah, and we're fortunate here. Like I said, the shelves will be stocked. It could be tonight it comes in, could be tomorrow. I know some stores are now, saving that first hour in the morning for those people that have health conditions to be able to go in, and they're getting a better stock because they're stocking all night. If you want it, you go early.
Right.
You go this afternoon, you may not get it. I've been doing some ordering online so I can pull through and get it.
Yep.
And it's funny, I can set it online and say out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. I can go on 15 minutes later, say stock. I hit the button, get it ordered, get it locked in, and move. Mine's just out of convenience because there's nonstop lately. It's been, even when I get home, you're trying to answer people's questions, phone calls, those type things. Our comm center is extremely busy.
Yes, it is.
We have supervisors coming in. I'd love to get at least 4 or 5 hours straight of sleep.
Yep.
It doesn't normally happen,
No.
kind of deal. But this is my community. This is what we do, and I'm not complaining by no means.
Nope.
I'm fortunate I get to be the one involved and get the help. There's no better than serving. There's no better reward than serving your fellow man.
Makes you feel good, don't it? Makes you feel
It makes
good.
me feel real good. Even when even when it's the person you didn't get along with, even if it's the person you don't see the eye to eye, even if it's the crazy neighbor, even if it's whatever it is, when you do something, make a difference in somebody's life.
Yep.
To give them some security, to give them some confidence in what they're hearing. Me outside my yard today with the grandbabies, I had 3 or 4 different people that rode by, and we have a very quiet neighborhood that would stop that showed up at my house. Say, you got just a minute? I know you're busy, but no, we're not too busy. This is what I do.
Right.
Grandkids pulling and tugging. You do that. When I went to go get with my son-in-law to get something today, to get to run into the 2 pastors and to get to say a few kind words and a little prayer and a blessing, man, that picks you up.
Yes,
That
it does.
lifts you up, and you say, you know what, I'm doing the right thing. And you'd be physically tired, but I never get tired of it.
Well, I want to hit on something that Dave Holland Jr.
Junior, there's a junior?
Oh yes,
I do
Yeah,
know
there's
him.
Junior.
Yeah.
And
He's the better looking of the Dave Senior. But Big Dave Senior was young one time too.
Yes, he was, man. I tell you, Dave Senior still was pretty
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
And he was littler then.
Yeah, he finna say.
Yeah.
He can tell Daddy what to do now.
Yeah, you
He's
can.
big now.
But he's asking about the tanks. There's been a lot of videos of tanks being transported on the railroad. I guess going down south. And I know a lot of times we ship stuff out overseas from down
the
south
ports.
too. So we really don't know where those tanks are going.
Right.
And don't forget, we also have a tank base that's not very far from here, which is Fort Stewart in Georgia.
Right.
Correct.
So I don't know. Maybe I can ask
Find
around
out.
and
I'm
see
sure it's what
where
the
those
sheriff
tanks
said.
are going.
I'm sure it's medical. I'm sure a lot of it is medical, to do with medical things.
We've been on those phone calls.
That's
Let
it.
Bradford County know. We've requested a liaison here.
Right.
Now, do we necessarily need it? We got Camp Blaney right there, but it's nice
Right.
to have that direct line
Yes, it
if
is.
we need something. They got a lot of
Right.
supplies. They are always prepared.
Yes.
But
That's
it's
right.
also to get the resource we need, whether it be vaccines, medication, PPEs, whatever it is they have. Plus, maybe at a good fortune, I get to keep a local person home.
Correct. And that's exactly right. Exactly right.
But, yeah, I'll try to find out what's going on with
We
the
will, and
tanks,
we'll
but
have an answer just
more
soon.
than likely they were shipping them down south to be shipped overseas.
Tom Bailey says, is Walmart business in Bradford County, the other business with big parking lots allowing trucks to park overnight?
They are. We've had no problems, no complaints here. Nobody's called in. You know, actually, truckers are smart. They get their truck off the road far enough if they want to stop. We've had some stopped on the bypass, and people called in,
Right.
citizens out of concern.
Right.
They didn't want to approach the truck. They wanted us to check on them.
Sure.
And deputies went and checked. Unfortunately, sometimes we wake some up.
Yeah.
But out of safety.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm proud that the citizens are calling in out
Yeah.
of concern for the truck drivers.
Yeah.
But these guys get tired, and when they realize that they know, go ahead and let me stop and sleep an hour or two, and then I can get up and go to where I need to go.
Right.
At least they're not trying to push on to the next place. If they
Right.
got a place to pull off safely, do it. Get that rest.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's better for them to pull off than fall asleep at the wheel and
Amen.
kill some innocent people out on the road and themselves.
Yep. So to answer your question there, Tom, I believe it was, John said there's been 8 cases in his county and 29 next to his county. I'm assuming surely, John, the numbers are at least growing as far as we see right now. Hopefully they'll be on the decline. Tom Bailey says, thank you, Gordon Smith. As a trucker, he is a trucker. It means a lot to him that you're saying those kind words. So, Chrissy and Ricky, I promise you, every truck or anyone hungry for that matter will eat at any time at the Downtown Grill for free. Always has and always will.
Man, she has always stepped up to the plate. I've never seen a moment that Miss Christie we've gone to.
No, not
I don't know
one.
how she gets rest because she doesn't. And
I don't either.
Her and her staff, and Ricky Thompson, her husband.
Ricky was with us yesterday.
I'm telling you, Ricky was with us yesterday here. The elected officials that I've seen in this room, even during hurricanes and other events we've had, I've never had that many at one time.
No.
And they're all concerned. We're here wanting to express what they can do.
Right.
To step up and help others.
And I'll tell you, I do the trivia at the Downtown Grill.
Right.
Well, earlier in the week, let me just give you a little story. Me and Chrissy thought about it. We're going to take all the necessary precautions. Yes, we're going to host trivia. We put it out there, and man, here we go. Social media. Some people were okay, and then some people were slamming the mess out of us. So what's the best thing to do? Sometimes is to heed back and go, let's think about this for a moment. Yeah, we started talking about, David, you've had that pneumonia. Shelly's had that cancer. You know, Ricky's been... Let's just table it off. And we made the right decision. As you've seen my post, you'll see everybody says, hey, man, you guys made the right decision in that. Yes, we wanted to get everybody out and not keep them in. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was a safety issue, and we made the right call.
Oh,
We made the
absolutely.
right call.
I see you getting picked on again for not being 6 feet apart. Things in the mirror look closer than they appear. No, we passed our exam. As you seen yesterday, you did it on the spotlight.
Yes, we did. We passed our
we have to do our
exam.
exam. We have to take our temperature test. We did all that just out of an abundance of precaution. We don't want anybody getting sick, and we want to keep the message going strong. And but I appreciate you giving us, Rick. We need a little.
Yes, we.
I didn't let him hug me yet, so we're still good.
We're good. Shirley Bagwell is on. Byron wants to know a question here, Gordon. We sort of touched a little bit about it yesterday, and I still want to get to something that I want Michael Heater to read off here in a couple of minutes, and I want to discuss about what happened yesterday and future plans for that as well. But we're trying to get as many questions answered for you here tonight. We're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to answer each and every question. I know Mr. Michael Heaters, I like on a call thing for the dispatch, and if he has to go, we want him to go because we want him to take care of that issue, whatever that is that's going on. So I do want to talk about the homeless. Byron is concerned about the homeless. We talked about it a little bit.
We did.
And we know that Gainesville, of course, has a bigger homeless population than we do. But we do know we have some homeless around here. Byron wants to know is there any kind of contingency plan to take the homeless and maybe try to group them together in a certain area just in case if the virus gets any worse than what it is?
Here's what we've got. And anybody that approaches us, we've been giving them a trip. We call, we make arrangements. We give them a ride to the Gainesville, to the shelter there, or Jacksonville. They have facilities. Right now, they're not at capacity. Last time we checked. When we run into those issues, it's a case-by-case basis. And as we look at that, we have to evaluate and say, what is the need here? Some people choose to be homeless, and we try to work with them and convince them that, but if they get ill, I can tell you, they're going to be quarantined somewhere at a hospital facility. So
Right.
that is the way that we would deal with that if they get sick or we find it. But here's the situation, people. They may have already had it. We don't know. You may have had
Right.
it. We don't know.
Right. Right.
But if we catch them, they have the symptoms. We have to deal with them. Guess where they're going first? Medical.
Medical. Yeah.
And if they won't do it on their own, guess what? We'll Baker Act them and take them against their will.
Yeah. We don't want to do
It's
that.
not just for their safety, but it's for the
So
safety
take
of our
them to
community.
community. So, Byron, I hope that answered that question a little bit. I know we talked a little bit about the bigger cities, i.e. Los Angeles, which I know is on lockdown right now, Chicago, you know, some of these bigger, Detroit, you know, with these bigger homeless populations. What is, I wonder what the preparation is for those guys. Of course, we don't get a lot of them.
They're checking
I'm
the
sure they're
temperature, doing the
checking.
questionnaire things. If you see them to come in, are you meeting these things? If they don't, then it's like,
Right.
hey, you need to be checked. They're doing the same thing we would be doing with anybody else. And
Right.
so that's an issue.
Well, we got a question. Will the pandemic change the plans to close Shan Stark's hospital? We don't know.
Not to the people that we've met with. I've had the fortunate ability to sit in a couple of meetings, as well as our chairman of the county commission, others, our emergency medical director, Alan Parrish, and some of the meetings we've sat in. I feel pretty confident they want to make it seamless. There'll be no stoppage in the hospital.
Right.
But I can tell you, if you go to the hospital now and you test, or they think you may have it, you're not going to sit in Stark Hospital.
No.
No, you're not.
You're going to Shands Hospital or one of the other major
North
facilities.
Florida, yep.
So it'd be no different. As long as our emergency room stays open, we have the ability to test. We have the ability to ship people to the appropriate place where they would be for this pandemic.
Right.
So don't scare about that. They're not going to shut down service. That emergency room will still maintain and be open.
Right.
Well, and to me, I hope they do change their minds and don't close it down completely. You know, to just an
Well,
ER.
there's a lot that they can't say, and it's a lot of legal eyes, and even when you get a bunch of attorneys involved in those kind of
Right.
things, there's a lot of things at risk. I'm hoping it's turning out to be a little more positive than I first thought. Probably not exactly like I like it, but sometimes things may be better than we thought, and I'm praying that that's the way,
Exactly.
as it affects our community.
Yeah. So, want to get back to a couple of things here. Billy Rayberg said it would be nice if people in Bradford County to go to Baldwin with strawberries and different cookies or something, home cooked for the truck drivers at those truck stops and hand them out to them. You know, maybe some of the people may want to do that. That's probably, I am sure
Buy you a flat
somebody's
of strawberries from Norman's or Mr. King's up the road and keep trucking with them. Share. I've eaten a lot of strawberries lately. And they're good. I've not had a bad one. Not grown in Bradford County. Like you say, they're the sweetest this side of heaven.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think they're better than Plant Cities, don't you?
Oh, Plant City guy.
Dave Holland Jr. says world domination. Well, you know, Dave, we could get into that. Again, I don't want to get into a political thing because that is a political thing. Whether China released this on purpose, whether it got out accidentally, it's out. And now it's become a pandemic, as everybody knows. If anybody doesn't know what the word pandemic means, let's look it up. It'll tell you. It's different. It's different than an epidemic, you know, those type of things there. So make sure you look that. Well, maybe we'll have that definition for you. Maybe Michael Heater can look that up for us as well. But a pandemic and an epidemic, there's different definitions for that. So world domination, you know, like I said, we can talk about that as we get more into the political realm of this thing. But we want to get through this virus thing first.
Yeah, let's get through that.
Yeah, we want to all work together and get through this virus thing first, Dave.
We all got to work together. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen it with Burt McGee Jr. there. You know, sanctuary cities are getting hard, and you know, it is what it is, and it's true. They can't hide it. That's some of the biggest cities that have been hurt first, the ones that have declared themselves of those situations. But hopefully now they're all working together. The mayors of those cities are working with our government.
Right.
It's great to watch our system work as it's designed to work.
I want to say something that Bart said to reply to Tom when, you know, he's the truck driver.
Yep.
He says, where did you hear that? My wife and I were both truck drivers. Never heard of them doing that for any reason. I guess they used to drive trucks. And he says, I've never heard them doing that for any reason. I guess he's talking about the logbooks.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't. All I know is they've waived some of the hours, the driving time. Most trucking companies now are electronically anyway.
Well, I know we're all in here around the same age, some older than others. Anyway, in my lifetime, guys, I have never seen anything like this. You know, close maybe would have been for me would have been the John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
You know that stopped for a little while. Thanks, Sheriff. Appreciate that. I was only 1 or 2 at that time. But, you know, my dad would always tell me, and you can remember, and he would tell you stories about, you know, the TV would just be about that, and they shut sports down there for a little while on that, for it was a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. But you know, even the Vietnam War and the Korean War and everything else, and all the even Desert Storm and Desert Shield, things kept going as usual.
We kept rolling. We kept rolling.
I've never seen nothing like this. Have you? I mean,
Not in my lifetime.
Not in my lifetime.
I've talked to people a lot older than me, and I remember my grandparents talking, and I mean, this is something that's, you know, it doesn't just affect the people; it affects our economy.
Yes.
It's an all-around effect. But we're still staying strong. We're still keeping our lights on.
Yes, we
We're
are.
still getting things repaired. We're just distancing ourselves. It's kind of like what the social media was doing anyway.
Right.
You know, they're people sitting in the same room and talking to each other through a phone. You know,
Right.
On social media, texting and those type of things. But now we're just doing it at a much larger scale where everybody's having to get involved. But we're doing this over an abundance of caution to stop the spread because we don't have a cure for it.
Correct.
We have no way of fixing it, so we're just trying to stop the spread.
Well, I got breaking news. This
Okay.
come from Austin. He just found out that Nassau County beaches will close at 6 a.m. It might be 6 p.m. Sunday, March 22nd. So their beaches are now closed.
Austin, I'd like for you to tell us who you got that from, where the source of that was from. Was that coming from their county governor? I mean, county government officials? Or what? Give me the information there. I appreciate you saying that. When we say that, I'd like to have who said it.
Right.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, because anybody could be saying that, and I'm not saying that. Austin really researches his stuff, but I want to make sure who is saying that when we say it. So here's the definition. An epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community that has limited spread to a country, region, or continent. A pandemic is a large-scale epidemic that spreads across more than one continent or travels worldwide.
That's correct.
And this coronavirus is exactly what's going on with that. So
It was an
that's
epidemic while it was just in China.
while it was in China. Correct. Now it's become a pandemic, and I just want y'all to know the difference in terms when we talk epidemic and pandemic. Like I said, when it was in China, epidemic.
Then it left.
Then it left. Pandemic now.
It is true.
Okay.
The beaches in Nassau County will close
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. Coming
So,
from
and
their
this is
county
actually
officials.
coming from their county officials.
Good deal. All right. Nicole told me to tell you you can also go by the store after this show's done.
For what? All the shelves are empty.
I don't know. She wants something.
I don't know. We'll find out when I get there.
Marie said, thank you for answering her question. Victoria says, Winn-Dixie parking lot has a bunch of young people out there at night partying. I saw them out there drinking a few nights ago. Shame, shame.
Yeah, and we'll send somebody by and say, "Come on a visit."
Victoria, you just heard it from our esteemed sheriff right
Don't
here.
tell them. No, I didn't know. Tell them.
Yeah.
They might
Don't
be,
tell them.
They might be watching the spot.
They may,
on the spot, so-
they may be. With the bars giving out to-go drinks, how is that going to work with the open container law?
Well, remember, you
Great
can't
question.
drink it while
I like-
driving.
that's true.
It's sealed. If
Yeah.
you get a beer, they're not going to pop the top on it for you to take it home with you.
That's right.
If you get a drink, they got containers they'll seal it in.
Right.
So meet the open container rule. I can tell you that most of your law enforcement here, I can't verify for anyone else, is going to be understanding. Most of our law enforcement know the people we deal with.
Right.
So they're going to be a little more understanding. We ask you, please don't drink and drive. It's just don't lose the benefit we have right now, the privilege. Should
Right.
say.
Yeah.
It's a privilege
It's a
right now. The
privilege.
governor has signed to give us the privilege for these restaurants to maintain their livelihood.
Don't abuse it.
Don't be the one that ruins it, the livelihood, and cost someone their life, their job, and then ruin it for the rest of the restaurants in the state of Florida and their livelihood.
All right, this question from Michael Heater. Can Bradford, can you see, since you're dealing with fire and so is the sheriff, can Bradford please place a burn ban? I do not want to be displaced during the virus season.
That would be a decision that would be initiated by the county fire chief, sheriff. That would require approval by the Board of County Commissioners by state statute. However, a burn ban does not equate to any type of direct or indirect effect on the current viral concerns that we have. That being said, it does create, when we have open fires and people are careless, it does put our firefighters out in the community. It does create an issue of public safety,
Right.
not necessarily directly related to the virus, but it is a threat to neighbors and other properties and that sort of thing like that, as we've seen over the last few weeks. A burn ban may be initiated at the direction of the county fire chief. At this point, however, the most prudent action is for everyone just to think, be smart, obey the open burning laws as established by the state of Florida, and remember there is no open burning whatsoever in the city limits of Stark.
Okay, very good. So you heard it right here. Man, great explanation, Mike. I really appreciate that. Tom Daly says all bars have been shut down effective Tuesday, March 17, 2020. It will last through April 17, 2020. So no beers are being sent out for any alcohol. I guess. Not sure. Tom, does he live in Alabama? I think
Alabama.
He does. Okay, that's what I thought. He lives in Alabama. Let's see. Hey, Gordon, when I come back to the show, do I need to be quarantined by your approval? I swear to God, I don't have a virus at all, just a few fleas. The what? Yeah, you live on a farm. Okay, I get it. Yes, will you have to take the test, Austin? Absolutely.
Yes. There's a questionnaire you have to fill out. You asked it. If you answer yes to any of those,
Right.
well, then it sets off and says, hey, no. And then we check your temperature, make sure you got to have the temperature to spread it, those type things. And that's just out of an abundance of caution. It's for your well-being as well as the others you're going to come in contact with.
Right.
We're trying to keep it out of the building, because we house inmates and those type things and all of our public safety.
Kendra Butler's got a good question. Are you looking at that one?
I'm actually looking at one from Dwight Allen. He would like to know, can mosquitoes spread the virus?
We've been told no. We have been told no. That is a no-no. They've done some testing and they have found no spreading through the mosquitoes. That's a positive,
great.
especially in Florida.
Kendra's got a question. We know Kendra Griffin. Thank you, Kendra, for joining us. By the way, before I get to your question, on the spot with David Rodgers, to my left, I've got the esteemed, the man with the plan, our sheriff, Sheriff Gordon Smith. To my right, I've got Mr. Mitchell Gunner. To my other right here, I've got our producer, Dave Holland, our director, Michael Heater. On assignment tonight is Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. John Probst. I got half the crew gone. Roger Cruz and Austin Stevens, all on special assignments. As you see, they're chiming in. But glad for you to be able to join us. I'm David Rodgers, your host. Kendra, here's your question. I've read heat kills it. Steam with citrus twice a day. Now, I have heard that the heat will kill this virus. And there's a temperature 86.8 degrees or higher. But it's got to be outside and it's got to sustain, be out there for a while, correct?
Correct. Above 86 degrees, and it needs to be with at least 1 hour in duration in order for the temperature, the variant temperatures to reach in order to make sure that it is not, it doesn't.
Right. So there you go, Kendra. I'm glad we was able to answer that question for you, and we'll keep you updated on that. We have a great sheriff. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 2 or 3 times. We have the greatest
Absolutely.
sheriff. I will tell you what. All you guys over in any other counties, if y'all are jealous, don't worry about it. We can share it with you just for a little bit. There you go. Just tune in.
That's it.
Just tune in, and you can have some of our sheriff. Kim Nichols says, so glad to be in Bradford County and have Gordon Smith as our sheriff.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. I'm blessed. Like I say, I've got the best sheriff's job in the state. Probably as I travel, meet sheriffs from all over. I'm always glad to get back home. I live in a great place, a great community who supports me. I'm a blessed man. I know it, and I'm proud to be a Bradford County, and I get feisty about it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I get mad when people talk about our community.
Yes, so do
I
I.
stick up for it. I'm proud. I don't apologize for that.
Hey, Dave Holland.
Yes.
Billy Rayberg wanted me to pick on you and put David Rodgers instead of putting the S on there. There you go. Anyway,
I want to answer something for Dave Holland Jr.
Yeah.
He's talking about, can it be spread from animals to humans? No, they do not carry the coronavirus 19. They do not. It has already been.
You're talking about not contract. Okay. Let's make okay.
So no, you cannot get it from the animal.
And Michael Heater's going to get into a reading here in just a minute that we've got. Robert Griffith says, Gordon for governor of the state of Florida.
Holy smokes!
My goodness. Hey, if you get elected as governor, Can I be Lieutenant Governor?
Lieutenant Governor, come on.
Yeah, all right.
Come on,
All right, I'm
there
in.
you go.
All right, we can hide a whole crew here. Jason Vaught, who actually lives in Lake City, and I work with him,
Yeah.
is a big fan of ours. He's a big fan of yours,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well,
Never
thank
met him, and I'm gonna have you meet
meet
him.
with him, absolutely.
He says, "Thank you, Sheriff, for keeping the real information out there." He said he had to go, but he said he'll see us on the next show.
We've got to keep pushing it out there, because if not, people get consumed in what they see on social media and believe it to be true. And people panic. Y'all, these are trying times. People are stressed. When we hear things, I'm looking it up just as you are. If I don't go to my local source, which is usually when I hear it, I go straight, like today. It was straight to our Department of Health site.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. And of course, I have the privilege of, of having a few direct numbers. And I called up and said, "This is the rumor." They went, "No." And then at 6 o'clock, because they knew that we'd be, I said, "Sheriff, can you put it out that they're getting beat up? Can you put it out?" I said, "Just happens to be, I'm going on the spot. There are no confirmed cases in Bradford County." The minute there is, I promise you, as fast as we can type it out, the faster we can get it out. We want to dispel the rumors, say, yes, there's a case, or there's not a case, or this is the incident. If you've come in contact, or here's where it's from, we got to put all that stuff together. We'll be out there finding it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everybody just says, keep preaching it, Sheriff. I do have somebody that's watching tonight, Wendy Russell. I want to thank you for what you did yesterday, helping set this up, helping my producer, Mr. Dave Holland, helping the sheriff. You was a great big help yesterday, and just want to thank you for what you and the EOC department's doing, right along with Lieutenant Schubert. My gosh, man, great guy. Great compliments to all of us. But I'm going to tell you, Sheriff, again, I just can't thank you enough for letting us use this area right here. This has sort of become our home. And it's great for you to be able to let us do this here each and every week.
I want to thank you for doing the moderator part of it, because when there were so many people involved, there was no simple way for one person to work that through, and you was able to moderate it with your team to get the questions, because I've never seen the questions come across in a live broadcast.
Right.
I've never been able to see it come across so fast as we were getting
As we were getting them.
And y'all were able to pick those important questions out.
Right.
Some of them were duplication.
Yeah.
And needed to be answered, and then we brought it back and answered again. So that's where the moderator part plays a key role.
Yeah.
Y'all have that experience.
Right.
We're small. We don't have that experience that y'all have doing that.
Well, we
and
appreciate
it really worked
that.
well with all of your officials getting them worked in.
Yeah.
So we was able to answer all the questions.
And we appreciate that, and we're answering some that maybe we didn't get to yesterday, but Sheriff, we want to thank you for that, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute on this little deal that we had yesterday and the future plans for that. He said, let's have a festival. Matt Peterson says, you know, Matt?
I do.
Okay. Matt says, let's have a festival at the stage food giveaway with the extra for the not so fortunate. DJ and Sound Productions is down. I'm sure we have a fee bands who can perform. Right now, Matt, just can't do that at this time. At this time, but once this is all over,
I sure hope we can.
Oh, I sure hope we can.
All that hoarded stuff you got hoarded up, bring it out.
Bring it out.
Bring it down. Let's have a get together and give to those that are less fortunate than us.
Let me ask you guys a question. I want to get your opinion on something, and I'm glad you brought up about the hoarding. I just want to get each one of y'all guys' opinion. I'll start with you, Michael Heater.
Okay.
All right. So the hoarders that are out there hoarding all this stuff up. Let's say this ends in 2 or 3 weeks. They've got this over excess of amount of toilet paper, hand sanitizer, whatever it is, and they want to return it back to the store. I want your opinion. Should the stores allow them to return it? Your opinion, and this is an opinion question only, and I want to get everybody's opinion.
To be fair about it,
yes.
to be fair about it, it would, in my opinion, whether I liked it or not, it would be discriminatory to not allow certain people to make returns when other people are allowed to make returns. So I think by the way that it is currently set up here, if somebody hoarded a bunch of stuff and then wanted to take it back,
all right, you want me to? Can I specify it a little bit more? Can I be a little bit more specific? All right, if they want to return a buggy of toilet paper and a buggy of hand sanitizer back.
Are they still sealed in their original wrappings and containers?
Still sealed, everything, just like the sheriff was saying, it was hoarded. It's just been hoarded.
I understand that. Are we going to, for lack of a better term, isolate or discriminate these people for making a bad decision, or for whatever reason, if they're returning something,
I know
in my
where you're going,
opinion,
'cause I'm gonna love these answers.
You kind of have to.
We're getting a bunch of them.
Well,
I
it's-
know.
you know, I would
Hey,
have
what
to-
office you running for? He's
I'm
not a
getting
politician.
I work for the best. But on that situation, I don't think you can discriminate.
No,
I think
I'm
you would have
talking
to-
your opinion.
My
I know
opinion,
nothing.
my opinion is you don't discriminate. Yes, if
Okay,
you
you
want to
say
return it,
you're allowed to return and get your full refund for whatever the product is. How about it, Dave Holland?
Who's gonna return toilet paper?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard a lot of people say when this is over and they've got a mess load of it, instead of donating it to the food pantry, they're gonna go back and try to get their money back for it.
I say donate it to the food pantry or wait. 'Cause
So you say
Right
no,
behind
don't
us
give
where-
them the refund. You're saying that store should say go donate it to the food pantry.
No, yes.
Okay.
My opinion.
I know we're getting a lot of this here right now.
Let's blow it
Somebody's
up
running for
right now.
office, and I think
tell
it's
you
like
what,
They don't wanna give it to where it can be used.
okay. All right.
So I don't get in trouble. I'm gonna go with the sheriff's wife's opinion.
Okay.
No returning it.
All right. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna get
you
the sheriff
put it
before
on
I
the
answer.
sheriff's
What do you think,
wife.
Sheriff? Yeah, you put that on the sheriff's wife right there. I love the way that you did that. By the way,
Yeah.
Stephanie, I love you.
Stephanie.
She
Let
said
me,
don't return it. I say don't return it.
I can just tell you, I'm gonna stick with my wife on this one.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. I'm not known to be politically correct anyway. But here's my thing, y'all. We know that they're gonna be there, and not everybody's doing it. There's only a few. It only takes a few. One of his toilet paper's not gonna expire.
That's
Right.
correct.
So you can
Correct.
take it back. You might not need to go buy them for the next year, 2 years, according to how bad a hoarder you are. So it's not going to expire, so you don't have to worry about that, kind of deal. But the hand sanitizer and those type things that you bought, that we could have done it a little better. We don't need to be hoarding. The things are getting to the shelves. It's not that they're in short supply. It's just that we're trying to get them to the shelves.
Right, and the key there to remember is that on average, even with everything running short, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's been like that one, on average it takes about 8 days, give or take, to restock shelves in the United States.
Correct.
So
Right.
you're not really having to. I mean, you're hoarding. There's no reason to do it in the first place.
Okay, and that was my
Here's
question exactly.
here's some of the problem. There's some people that don't have a lot of storage, or they buy it when they need it, and guess what? They're in that period they need it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's
right.
it's kind of one of those things. We got to go back to being like the old country days. With those magazines you've been sitting around the house, you ain't been really wanting to read. The mixed match socks.
Yep.
We got we could
There's somebody who wants those things.
You know what I'm saying?
Who needs those things.
It's be mindful of it. I'm just asking, please don't hoard. The shelves are gonna get full. If we all
Yeah,
do it,
yeah.
if we all practice it, we'll be back to normal.
I'll tell you what.
Exactly
If you got toilet paper and you got too much, bring it down to the sheriff. They can use it for the inmates and the.
We got inmates hoarding, y'all. We're having certain sales.
And then
That's no lie. We got inmates in the jail. We're having a search because if they get an extra roll, man, it's amazing what they'll exchange for a roll of toilet paper. Nobody wants to go out. You don't go out there either.
You're right.
I was impressed though that the house located out past my home on 150th. Apparently, the neighborhood kids decided to TP the home, and the value went up by $6 million.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Well, there you go. Bing, the real estate market. There we go.
The house and
Hey.
the value went up. There
Well,
you go.
Hey, you can also go to Toomer's Corner in Auburn, and I bet you'll find a bunch of them on that tree that they toilet paper under.
Well, look, here's another part of it. Us Florida folks, when we hear the word stock up, well, you're so used to hurricanes, everybody's gonna pile in there and grab what they can anyway.
Yeah. It's we're used to it. The rest of the country's experiencing what we normally do on the regular,
On a regular
hurricane
basis.
season. Yeah.
We
Hey,
still
with
have
that-
power. I mean, hey.
Right. And with that hand sanitizer, if you got too much, you can always bring it down and give it to EMS or the firefighters
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
There's
please,
plenty- yeah.
let's help our neighbors.
Neighbors.
But Bradford County, we don't have to tell
Yeah.
that. We don't have to preach. We're preaching to the choir because these people, 99% of the people in our community are going to do just that. They're going to give it away. I promise you, this community is the most giving. You'll see them giving away. We'll have some people that return it. Some people return because they need the money. I get it.
Yeah, and I get it too, and that's what I think
So,
Michael
some of
was
them,
saying.
I think that's what Michael was trying to say. Is some people will need
Yeah.
that back out of abundance of caution. When it first hit, they went out there, ran out, and grabbed it. Okay. As the stocks, the supermarkets are coming back to normal, we'll see less and less of that.
Of course, of course. Kim Roberts says something good right here. She said, our seniors came into this world during the 9/11.
Yes.
Most of our seniors. and now grieving their high school graduation, prom, and everything is on cancel or is on hold because of this virus. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate thing right now.
It is. Remember the
it's
wars. People didn't get to graduate and wartime, and
Yep.
we've had hurricanes that have affected and delayed. You know, I think some of them are still going to have it. We'll probably have some, as school starts next year in some school districts, we may have graduations going on at the same
Right.
time. You know, colleges are being affected, so it's their admissions there. That we don't know. Everybody's
Right.
trying to work because I guarantee that no school official, no school administrator wants to let those kids go without their graduation.
Right, definitely.
Hey, Dave, I wanted to tell you, if Byron was here, he may be able to answer that. The problem is I don't think we officially know. I think the Sun's wanting to know what's up with these tanks, and none of us really know. I mean, unless you got some intel information from somewhere through whoever mobilized these guys, we don't know, Dave. I would love to answer that question for you. I would love to.
I don't think they're going to tell us.
I don't
They
think they're
look
going to
like-
say.
Well, if you look at them,
We was assuming a guess, or we was saying in our opinion what it would be.
well, if you
Yeah.
look at them while they're on the train car, I mean, they don't have the barrels and stuff on them.
Right.
So who's to say they wasn't moving them somewhere else to have other stuff put onto them and then shipped back up to Fort Stewart? So
Kim Nichols, Gordon and Trump, 2020.
Amen.
Hey, there you go.
That's two important things on the ballot.
There you go. Thank you, Lucy, for coming in. Jeff Riggins, that I work with, thank you for coming in. Renee Stegall-Shaw, that is listening from Pascagoula, Mississippi, thank you for joining in. I will read her comment. My daughter and I went shopping for my parents yesterday, and all of us, me, my daughter, my son, my sister, are taking turns bringing them meals. But truth be told, my parents are doing as good and about not going out now as I used to when I was a teenager, and they tell me not to go out too. So I think the communication's like, I don't want you going out, but I really don't want you going out either. But you have to go do what you have to go do. So I get it. Bird Eddie McGee, thank you for joining us. I'm not a big enough Christian to give the devil any credit for this mess, so to God be the glory. Perhaps he wants us to turn to him and have faith in him.
Amen.
Amen, I agree.
Not going to argue that.
So, let's see here. Rick Stevens, I get it. Yes, sir. We've already had the test done for the coronavirus, 6 feet apart. Yep, well, none of us have it. We're all good. We should be probably practicing 6 feet apart, but David, the camera only goes so wide, right? If we were 18 feet apart, I don't think you'd get all of us, would we? We'd have to play camera roll. But we've all been tested.
the only
If
one
you-
they would see was you.
Well, no, you'd have to, well, my belly's so big, yeah, probably. Let's see, they can also, homeless probably get stronger immune systems than most people since they are exposed to so much more filth, according to Dwight Allen.
It's a possibility. I mean, they do have a better.
Makes sense there. Wow, that's a great point, Dwight Allen. Speaking of that, you need to focus up with some of that them good ribs and some of them Boston butts
And share.
and share.
Share with your friends.
Yes,
The
sir.
sanctuary cities are
saying
getting
that
hit hard. Absolutely. We talked about the beaches. Would we ever think? Who would ever think on the spot would be doing this for 2 years now? It started out as a little sports outlet for our community, and now look. Thank you, David, and your staff. It started off just me just bullying, BSing around with after the tornado football games and stuff. And that's how it started.
Became a passion.
Yep, and then it just evolved. I would do one every couple of days, and it just evolved from there. But we'll talk about that later on. I just want to thank you very much for all you guys that tune in. We love having you, all of our fans, our sheriff, letting us use this building. And we love our fans, Gordon, and we love everything
Oh, absolutely.
that,
Y'all are putting a
that we're
great
trying to
community
do.
service out right now. And I see one
Appreciate
here
it.
from Renee Stegall-Shaw. It says, some stores have put up signs saying they will not take returns of certain items, TP included, which I think is great. They give them a head warning in their store saying, it's trying to keep people from hoarding. Take a couple. Tomorrow there's going to be another delivery. 2 days ago there's going to be another delivery.
Right.
It's all back
I
to trying to
agree.
sanction. And I get it, people. People panic. We're all guilty of it. There's
Yeah.
not one of us sitting here at one time over something thinking it's going to be the last thing. You know, it's
Right. So almost all major trucking companies are electronic logs. Yep. And Dwight Allen says the world needs to go back to turn back to God.
no problem with that.
I have no problem with that. Amen to all of that. Let's see. Yikes. Nope. David, I have counted you have touched your top of your nose 8 times in 1 minute. I can tell you right now, I know I have because I just touched it 4 times right there.
Ask him how many times I've got this hand
The hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer. Angela, old Winn-Dixie parking lot. Some things never change. I guess what she's trying to say is, I don't know if Angela lives here still or not.
No, she remembers the old Winn-Dixie
Winn-Dixie parking lot, and I guess that she's
I heard
saying,
about
yeah, so they're using that. Can mosquito spread the virus? We've already answered that. Let's see. If the virus came from an animal, why are we just worried about humans passing the virus? And here we go.
Heater?
Come on in, Mr. Michael Heater.
Grab a seat for a minute.
People know me and know that I was not big on jumping on the bandwagon. I didn't buy into the initial hysteria of it. I still think that there's a lot of it that's a little over the top because I think common sense comes to play in a lot of this. However, that being said, there is some information that everybody needs to know about, and the question is why is this more serious than the seasonal flu? Historically, every year, including this year, the flu kills more people than coronavirus. We've
Right.
documented that, and it is a serious thing. But here's the kicker: the flu, as we deal with it, is a human virus. That's why we can have a flu vaccine every year. That's the reason why our bodies have a natural immunity to it. It's because it is actually part of our human genome, the DNA and the RNA of our bodies. Okay. The coronavirus originated as an animal flu type of an illness, which means that it was historically only between animals. It didn't transfer to humans, nothing like that. And that happens around the world for thousands of years. There are illnesses that transmit between animals, whether it's the swine flu from years ago, the bird flu, H1N1 years ago,
Right.
that sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
This is a naturally occurring thing. These viruses are just it happens. It happens every year. It's something that people are aware of. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was mad cow disease. Everything like this. So this is not necessarily anything new. When it becomes new is when we get that mutation of the virus in its DNA that allows it to transmit to humans. When that happens, that's when we start dealing with the H1N1, which was the bird flu
Right.
here, the mad cow disease back from the 80s and the 90s, SARS and that sort of thing like that.
yep.
So that is where these originate from. The difference between those influenza outbreaks and pandemics versus this one is that all those had a type of the DNA sequencing that allowed it to be treated to a lesser extent in humans.
In humans, right.
There were some such as the H1N1 virus, which was very virulent. It was actually quite deadly. But the mutation did not really transmit well to humans. There were some people that got it, and those that got it had to be dealt with. Coronavirus is a little bit different. And the situation that we're dealing with now is that your body's natural immune system does not recognize this virus because it is not a human-based virus.
Right.
This is an animal-based virus. Our bodies have no recognition of it, therefore we don't have any way to respond to it, therefore we don't have any immunity to it. So, in addition to that, we don't have any way to treat it. We can treat symptoms. We cannot treat this virus because we don't have the ability to know exactly what it is in the first place. As research is going on at the World Health Organization, at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta here in the United States, this research is ongoing, and we will learn more about it, and we will deal with it as we've done with every other infectious influenza outbreak that we've dealt with in the past. The issue that comes in with the coronavirus, though, is that because it moves quickly, and more so, it mutates. We now know there's 2 different strands of the coronavirus. Now, it's difficult to manage a new virus that's been transmitted from animal contact to human contact. Now we have
Correct.
2 strands of them, so that makes it even harder for us to deal with. So it goes back to the simple question, well, what do we do? Go back to the Spanish flu from the 19th century, go back to any of these infectious diseases we've had previously. Isolation is the way to go. We are taking a step back. Our federal government, the state government, and our local government, ranging from Sheriff Smith to the county commission to Governor DeSantis to President Trump, all the way up to the World Health Organization, is saying simply, don't come in contact with people. Let the flu symptoms that this virus has run its course. Your body will adjust to it. Those that are recovering from it will then have their bodies adapting to it. this is the norm, as with every other influenza outbreak or any other infection that we deal with.
Right.
And so the way to prevent this simply is practice isolation, practice your social distancing. You know, does it stink that we're shutting down restaurants and movie theaters and concerts? I was scheduled to go to a concert next month. I was excited about this. You know,
Of course, yeah. That's all you talked about.
Yeah,
Of course.
I was ready to see Styx. I hadn't seen Styx in over a year. I was excited about this.
Yeah.
Concert's been pushed back to June, if at all.
If at all.
But in the grand scheme of things, and again, I was initially resistant to it. I was like, I'm not really buying into the hype. Folks, it's not hype. This is the reason why. It is something that a lot of people are just not familiar with. And until we know more about it, we know how to treat it, we know how to work with it, we have a vaccine against it. The best thing to do is to isolate everyone, small groups, less than 10, maintaining social distancing, maintaining good hygiene habits of washing your hands. Try to avoid touching your face if at all possible. You know, for me, I have a bad habit. I do it. I take my glasses when I'm at work, and I chew on my glasses. I do. I mean, I do. So when I'm in the dispatch consoles or if I'm doing something like that one, I've got the antiseptic wipes and I wipe off my glasses. I clean doorknobs, and we have a little deal we do it on the night shift here. You know, we clean our consoles, we clean the bathroom handles, everything like this one. And again, it's simple steps you can take to reduce the risk of exposure to you, your family, and your friends, your neighbors, and everyone around you. And the best thing to do is let it run its course. Let it get through the system. Let's maintain a positive outlook on it. We don't need to hoard anything. The world's not coming to an end. We've already seen thousands and thousands of recoveries. The numbers coming out of China show no new infections, which take that with a grain of salt. But I believe that the best way to flatten the curve, to lower the hump, is simply be smart, be vigilant, and pay attention to the officials when they give you the information, whether it be from Sheriff Smith and the emergency management team, the state level, the federal level, and the world level. And we'll get through this with no major issues as long as we think through it, practice good hygiene, pay attention to what you're told, and adhere to what you're told.
Michael, is it true that, and you've been researching this, and I appreciate that information you gave, and I hope that's helped everybody. Is it true that we cannot find a vaccine because of the mutation of this particular virus coming from animal in contact with human and then intertwined, you know what I'm saying? And now going, okay.
Yes and no. Here's the thing about it. It's not so much that we can't find a vaccine for it. We can develop a vaccine,
right?
But it takes time. I mean, it takes years for certain vaccines to be brought in. There's testing that's got to be done. We don't want to do anything that's going to cause even more of a detriment to the population. Again, we're not talking zombie apocalypse here. We're not talking about a 90% death rate. We're not talking about a 1% immunity factor. We're simply saying, you know, be smart, be vigilant, and then as we learn more about the virus, then we can learn more about vaccines that can be developed based on these strands, based on these mutations. So it's simply a matter of time.
Right. And I'll tell you, I think our federal government, working with all these different partners right now, I think the president said the other day, they hopefully in 12 months, they will have something to fight it. So they're ahead of the curve already ahead of that curve. So.
All right, Mike, well, I appreciate it, big guy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, see, right here, vigilant. Hey, we're all right. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. Let's see. I don't think the sheriff would mind right here.
No, sir.
Yeah, let's see. Can you get it open? Yeah, we got to get it open first. There we go.
Have his glasses on.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, so, hey, we're doing this thing here. There we go.
There you go.
That's it.
Good job.
Thank you. Very good, man. That was great information. Again, we bring it to you first right here on the spot. We've got a lot of guys that are very knowledgeable in a lot of different things. You just heard a great report right there. Where are you going to get a report like that, locally like that? He just broke it down.
They're doing the research, and we're getting, they're going to the right sources. Yeah. They work in it all day long. We know it's affecting our community here. 3 quick things, if you allow me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
First, my wife, I looked up and I had a text message, and I was told to inform I need to apologize to the public out there that I'd said a cuss word earlier.
You did? I didn't say one either, did I, Steph?
So I was. She's a Seminole. She might have misunderstood.
Yeah, well, we're Seminoles too. That's why
I misunderstood. But I was told to apologize. So yes, ma'am. I'm not henpecked, but I do have hen-house ways.
I hear you. Me too.
But I did want to give a shout out to Jason Dodds, the county road superintendent over Public Works. He's been watching us. As many of the from emergency management, went in, Ray, and all those that are out there watching tonight.
Right.
Your other officials that are watching, keeping up, because they want to be informed, so we keep our community informed.
Right.
But he sent me a text, which I thought was quite moving. He says, "I'm watching y'all. Just wanted to tell you, this is God's plan to separate the dividedness and bring everybody back together as one."
I agree.
He really feels that sometimes. And he said to let y'all know that the Public Works Department, the Road Department, Solid Waste are business as usual.
There you go.
Business as usual. You know,
Awesome.
so they'll be out there mowing, putting drainage, doing roads, doing those things that need to be done. They're not working in groups of 10.
Right.
They'd love to have 10 show up.
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
Love to
Yeah,
have-
no doubt,
I'd love to be able to have 10 show up for a project, but,
Yeah.
but they're out there
Help center.
working until something happens. They're going to keep working as usual. They want to keep getting work done, keep people working and doing those things. So, Jason, I want to say thank you. Man, you really do a phenomenal job.
Yes, he does. He
Bradford,
does.
Bradford
Yes, he does.
County, they don't pay you what you're worth, but brother, we're so glad to have you.
Yep, and that's exactly right. You got some breaking news,
Yes,
don't you? We got
happened
some
about
breaking
a little
news, Sheriff, right here.
Over 30 minutes ago,
Yeah,
the Bradford County is assisting Union County at a traffic accident with a overturned truck with
Yes.
ejections.
Yes.
They're on 229 right there at the Bradford Union County line.
Yeah, I
Okay.
seen that come across my phone. That's
So we're praying that everybody's going to be okay there,
Exactly.
hopefully, and everything gets cleaned up and everybody is okay there,
yeah.
Sheriff.
So avoid the area. They're going to be shutting the road down for a little bit. Avoid the area if you can. There's going to be a lot of EMS workers, firemen, and your law enforcement are out there assisting. It's a pretty serious accident, so just avoid it. Don't go looking. Don't go watching you. We'll update you. I promise you.
Yeah, we promise you. Angela Schumacher says, I miss my hometown. Y'all stay safe and God bless. And she was talking about how she really loves this place. She want to thank us for getting her the information and keeping up down here. So we're just glad that you're on with us and thank you very much. So she said it was 21 up there in Ohio today. Ooh.
Well,
Yes,
that's that worthless nut.
Yeah, hey, that's that worthless nut. Is she an Ohio State fan? I wonder, you think she's an Ohio State Buckeye? Or you think she's a Gator?
She'd be a gator.
You think she'd be a Gator?
Oh,
I'm going to ask her. Let's see what she
Gators, I
says.
bet you.
Dwight Allen says, good night and God bless America. Absolutely. Stephanie says, I'm good. You're bad. She said you cleared it up.
There you go. She's straight me. I told you I'm not henpecked. Just
No, just yeah. There you go.
10 houseways.
That's a lot. You got another question there?
Yeah,
Well,
well, I wanted to mention, and I know she's probably going to get mad at me.
Uh-oh.
Did you see Florida State's 2020 NCAA basketball championship shirts?
yeah.
Yeah, they're plain. There's
I'm not
nothing on
laughing,
it.
honey. I'm not laughing. I didn't laugh at that.
Sitting in between two Gator fans right here, surrounded by a third one, and over there by a fourth one. Where are you at tonight, Mr. Bagwell, when I need you? Yeah, he ain't around, is he? Good grief, all these Gator fans. Yeah, oh, she said she's a Gator fan, that Angela Schumacher said.
Told you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
any Ohio State person knows to be. Why would you?
Ohio State, I don't know. But anyway, yep, see, we got the Gator clown. Get out of here with that mess. But anyway, wanted to get in before we shut down, Sheriff. We're starting to wind down on some questions here.
Yeah.
Wanted to get into a little bit about what happened yesterday, what your thoughts were about it.
I do.
Explain to the folks what we did, and if there's any future plans of us doing a show like that again.
Let me tell you how it happened. Let's just start from the beginning.
Okay, let's start that.
During the week, I had Commissioner Chris Daugherty, our chairman of the county commission. We decided we were going to declare the state of emergency in Bradford County. A couple of
Right.
things. People say, what does that mean? Well, one is it sets in a thing for us getting resources, to send out through the emergency management and what they do. That puts it into an order with the state emergency management to get supplies such as hand sanitizers, to get no toilet paper, unfortunately, but to get all those things in place. Plus, it puts all your governing agencies within one jurisdiction under the same umbrella.
Right.
It also helps for businesses as soon as they go to apply for their losses.
Right.
Maybe the small business grants, the small business loans, or some of them have insurance.
Right.
When they put in for those type things, the first thing that's on there, when was there a declared state of emergency?
Right.
The sooner we would do that. We wanted to be ahead of the game. We wanted to not shock our citizens by waiting to the first incident and go, oh, now we're in a state of emergency, and we create panic.
Right.
We wanted to slowly walk into this. We're a small group of people. We're not a big organization.
Right.
Like I say, we're big enough to serve you, but we're still small enough to carry.
Right.
We have a little logo we use. But by that, it lets our team start getting stuff in place so that, God forbid, if we ever have that incident happen,
Right.
it changes a lot of things that go into place, chasing down the sources, facts, places, locations, and then become under tighter scrutiny.
Right.
So, with that being said, we thought we'd ease into it instead of dive into it.
Right.
And that came out of our emergency management team with Lieutenant Ray Shuford and Wendy Russell, our deputy director. They do all that work. I'll be honest with you, I've got a great team that they just tell me what to do and I do it. It's kind of like being married,
Yeah.
same type of thing. So I get a lot of credit for really what the team is doing.
Right.
So with that, meeting with Commissioner Daugherty, we did that. So we declared a state of emergency. Well, then the next day we had so many questions reference our schools.
Right.
Our school's a big function in this county.
Right.
It's the largest in Florida. That's where our kids go, our most valued resource.
Right.
So with that being said, it came in. So we let Ms. Creighton, our school superintendent, she stepped up and said, yes, I'll do it. We answered questions. As you can see, there's 15, 20,000 views on that, and questions that their staff. I said, we can't answer these questions. People are still asking questions.
Right.
She's had some of her people on there answering those questions and sharing that information. So with that, then people started asking. They said, hey, where's all the other elected officials? It's not that they didn't want to be here.
Right.
It's having the resource to get it out. Since we already have this set up,
Right.
we said, hey, come, let's bring them together. I had a pastor call me Friday morning and said, hey, who's the mayor's star? I said, well, I believe it's Wilbur Waters.
Yeah.
And they said, well, why don't I know that? I said, what do you mean? I said, I can tell you who the mayor of Jacksonville is. I see him enough on TV. I want to see my people, and it's not that they don't want to. But people, we're still busy working.
Yes, we are.
And they're getting the
Yes, we
information.
are.
As you've seen the room, when they had the opportunity, what happened? I've never seen it like
Never,
that.
never,
On short
no.
notice, we had
This room was full, Sheriff.
we had everybody representing everything in this community in one place on short notice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never seen it happen like that.
Never.
Hurricanes, we got weeks to ramp up. Most time,
Right.
7, 10 days. Here, it was on short notice, but they cared enough. People, these are people you elect.
That's
They
right.
put in office. They cared enough to say, hey, I'm gonna do what I want to come. Can I get me? If they got questions, I'll be there. Maybe they don't have a question, but I think everybody that was here had a question.
Had a question.
Reference that elected
Yep.
institution.
Showed up. Yep.
Reference that city.
Yep.
Reference that, and I'm just more proud to say that we've done that. So with that decision being made, we said, well, we need a moderator. How are we going to take over? I don't want to be that person.
Right.
They act like we need somebody that can field the questions. Your team does it regularly.
Right.
Because the question, but I've never seen questions come in like that.
I mean, yeah, we would
The
say.
questions.
Sometimes it was hard.
Sometimes it was hard to keep up
And
because they would
you
flow.
had a staff of 3 or 4
More people, right.
doing it to get the right question asked in the format. And I'm so proud because during that whole time there was nobody being ugly.
None.
There was
No.
nobody being
No.
malicious. There was nobody making a pot shot at one of the elected officials. Because when you're elected, you always got somebody shooting at you.
Yeah.
I get it. So with that decision, our command staff got together and said, we probably need to do this during this event
Right.
to keep our community informed. We're going to do it more regular, if you can.
Yep, we can.
You let us know when you can.
Yeah, we can.
To keep everybody informed, we'll put the notice out. And we shared, when you were live, our agency shared it. Other elected officials' sites shared it on their Facebook. So we was able to get the information. Because people said, well, where's the Telegraph? I said, we
They were here.
put it in Telegraph. The Telegraph was here.
Yes, they were.
Chuck Kramer, the radio station.
Yep.
Chuck's our go-to guy for right now.
Right now.
The
Yep.
Telegraph's got a social media site, but they can put all these questions they can put together in an edition we can read instead of just hear it and put it in black and white and print. But they also informed us that, hey, if they get shut down, they're going to put it out in their digital
Correct.
digital
Right.
format.
Digital.
So we'll still be able to keep updated. They're running free ads for help wanted.
Right.
If a company or you're looking for help, they'll give you a free help wanted ad.
Right.
And they said,
Restaurants, the thing for the restaurant.
they're doing a thing for the restaurants to help supply them.
Yeah.
John Ryan and that bunch of the Telegraph, they're really stepping up the game.
Yes, they are.
To get involved, to keep the community. They care. John Ryan got emotional up there in front of
Yes,
people
he
trying to
did.
explain what the Telegraph did. It caught me. He cares.
And can I stop you right there, Sheriff,
Sure
just
can.
really quick, because John Ryan hit me and Dave and Mitchell. When we was leaving out of here and we was getting ready to pack up, John Ryan didn't say it to me. I know what he thinks about us because he's told me, but he left it on a piece of paper. And Dave, what did that note say? It said
He was very impressed.
he was very impressed. He was very emotional when he wrote that, and he says, "I'm
Great
very
job.
great job, and I love you guys,
Love
and
you guys.
and I love you guys."
He did.
And that means a world to all of us here because
The simple things, the little things.
And he's an important person in this community running the Telegraph. But for him to say that to us, and I know he was trying to get out of here and he was trying to let us pack up, but for him to say that to us, it really humbled us, and it was really an honor and and the pleasure to be able to receive that kind of thing.
It is, and Chuck and
makes
Mary
me
at the
feel
radio station, man, they always step up when we need them. So we wanted to cover all our bases with one. I didn't realize it would be so overwhelming.
I didn't either.
I didn't realize it'd be a home run like it turned out to be.
Everybody stayed till
Man,
the
it was
very
till the
end.
end.
Till the
Every
end.
question was answered.
It was a
And
great
you know-
Q&A.
And you
It
know
was
what?
ran well.
The great thing about this, Gordon, is we had a live viewing base that was asking the questions. We
Man.
didn't make those questions up.
Not one.
Nope.
Matter of fact,
They came-
The community made
Afterwards,
them
it was
up.
funny because in the room to watch the other elected officials, they had them and their staff, the one that they're allowed to bring in because we didn't want to get too
Yeah.
crowded. So they had the one. As people were asking questions, they were able to answer.
Right there.
Live.
Teresa answered a couple
Yeah.
of questions. I see Stacy and Sheree and Sharon did.
They're doing that at the clerk's office.
Yeah.
They were getting stuff back.
Yeah.
To watch them, Terry Vaughn's office answer stuff and
Yeah.
stuff back with him and what they were doing. That was amazing to watch. We were all in real time work.
And
Real
people
time.
couldn't see behind the
Yeah.
scenes, but I'm scooting my chair all
Oh,
over the
my.
place.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like
So
a
I guess
question.
I'm gonna get
It was
back and
ant- it was
forth.
like an ant bed.
I would get this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'd get this back. Oh yeah, hey, we got one. That's our.
It was like an ant bed behind the scenes that people couldn't see.
Yeah, but like you said, we have. So what's the plan, Sheriff, for future shows?
Well,
we're gonna try to do another one.
We are.
Okay.
We want to try to do it on Fridays in the week.
Okay.
People can do it. If
Yeah.
they're work before they leave work, they can watch us, for an hour or so, or if
Right.
they get home beforehand. But if something breaks in the meantime, if we get something, if we were to get a positive test or something the governor's going to do that we feel it's very important, we're going
Right.
to try to reach out to you. Some
Yeah,
of
we
you
are.
may not. We have to do it live from the sheriff's office and share it to you, and y'all
Yeah,
will share
share
that,
it, yeah.
get it out on your show. As y'all have been great about that because
Right.
you have a great following. We want to get that message out. We want to give you real time, but I hope we can do it every Friday as we're getting through this together over the next few weeks.
Right.
The next 3, I hope it's sooner than later.
Me
Right.
too.
The
Me
more we
too.
all stick to the rules, I think the faster we're all going to get over it together.
Right.
Yeah.
And but I want to leave with this. At the end of the day, we're going to keep our community informed.
Right.
And I found a quote that was sent to me by Lieutenant Ray Schuper from a doctor that's on top of the game, that's in the CDC, and he put out a little article. But there's one quote at the bottom. It says, he said, "Be smart, folks. Acting like you're unafraid is so not sexy right now."
Amen to that. My gosh, man, I could have said that any better. Wow.
It's just
Yeah.
plain and simple. There's nothing, no big words in that. But we got my friends, and I have them, and I try to say that I'm not afraid. I don't want to get sick and take it to my kids. I don't want to be sick and take it to those I care about. I don't want to be that guy. So just don't be scared, but use an overabundance of caution. Just not for you. Don't worry about yourself. Worry about those you care about the most, and that'll put it in.
Sheriff and Michael, is there some place, this come from Connie Wilson, one of our regular listeners, is there some place where low-income people can go get tested that is cheap or free?
Good question. We'll
Yep.
find out.
Okay.
I would start with the health department, but let's do the research so we don't overwhelm resources. And
Right.
we'll get an answer and we'll put it on both the on-the-spot page as well as the sheriff's office page for those. I will tell you though that realistically, if you're under the age of 65 and you're asymptomatic, in other words, you don't feel sick like
Right.
that one, hold off on testing. I say that because
Yeah.
the elderly that are more susceptible, those that are immunocompromised are more susceptible,
Right.
and the ones that are symptomatic, they are the ones that need the testing. Let's focus on getting those that are at the greatest risk first. If you're a normal, healthy person and you're not showing signs, then let's let others that need it get it first.
Okay,
Exactly.
I
And
agree.
then as we move forward and as things go, if you're not feeling sick and you feel like you're in good health, let's just kind of float the boat along the river, and let's just see how things go. But at this point, let's let those that are at the greatest risk worry about getting the testing, and then as more test kits come in, as the resources become more available, then we'll start opening up to the general public.
That sounds great.
And
That's
bringing
great.
that up, and the reason that you don't want to do that, if you don't feel that you have any of those symptoms, and you go in there and you get tested anyway, and they say, well, you don't have it, and then 4 or 5 days later,
You're exposed.
you can get
Yes.
sick from being exposed, and then you have to go back and get retested again to
Well,
find out that
and
you
and
do
the
have it.
testing process is not a comfortable
No,
test.
it is not. It is worse than getting a tested for the flu
Yes.
because they have to go so far back with the swab.
Right.
through your nose to the back of your throat. It
That
is
is
not comfortable at all. It's an unpleasant experience, but necessary for those that are at the greatest
Right.
risk.
Well, there was a comment made. Can you maybe have it, not have the symptoms, and be a carrier and pass
Yes.
it on?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Without
can.
even knowing it?
Without even
That's
knowing.
correct. How about this one, to take it even a step further, and I think Michael and we alluded to it as well. You know, when we wasn't feeling so well during the winter months, who's to say we didn't have it already and have already went through it? We can't say. We don't know because it's the unknown.
Yeah, and
with
we're
that.
testing more people, so yeah,
Right.
we're finding more cases.
Yeah.
So, of course, because everybody's getting tested, but not everybody has the same symptoms. There's some standard symptoms. That's where we fill out the little questionnaire.
Correct,
The little-
right.
And then we check temperature, because temperature goes with carrying it, being active.
Right.
Those type things. And I've had people like, yesterday was one of the questions, well, you know, I was tested for the flu, and they said it wasn't the flu, so what was it?
What
Well, if
was
you
it?
didn't meet these other symptoms, they're not gonna have that you go do that test.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's all kinds of things. These medical doctors, they know what they're doing. We got to trust them. It's new to them. We're all getting through this together. And I'm just telling you, be wise. Use overabundance of caution.
Yeah.
Don't use your head. Don't panic. I promise you, we're all going to get through this. In a few months, we're going to look back and say, we'll all be wearing T-shirts. We survived this.
We survived this. Yeah. Bradford strong again.
Bradford strong.
And we mentioned that, you know, if you wake up and one day you've got a little bit of runny nose and you're sneezing like crazy, might not have nothing to do with the virus.
That's
It's the pollen in the air.
Look at my
It's really
truck.
thick.
Yes, it is. Check out Miss Schumacher there. It says my mama.
I think I'm way past that.
Oh,
Excuse me,
Angie
just a-
Schlosser. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Says my mama's still
Oh,
there.
it's still there.
And I want to keep her updated because she doesn't have internet. Now I know what's going on, so I can tell her. Keep up the good work. Absolutely.
All right,
Thank you to
appreciate
the on the spot
Appreciate
team. They really, y'all are really providing a service that we don't get because the media covers the big media markets, and you're giving us another opportunity, just as the radio does at WAG, just
Right.
as the Telegraph does. You know, it's a great resource, and everybody's got one of these in their hand.
Right.
Gordon, I was listening to the radio earlier, and there was a guy talking out of Alachua County, and he's talking, we just want to bring you the local news. We're the local news station that wants to bring the local news, the right news, for the local people to hear what's going on in their local area.
Right.
That's what y'all do.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're getting a lot of God bless yous. God is said to be wise, what you just said right there. Let's go ahead and wrap up the show, guys. We'll put that out when we're going to do the next show. We're going to try to keep it Fridays
Right,
at 5.
we're gonna try to keep it Fridays at 5.
Okay.
So people will know, keep it standard, but unless something breaks in between.
Right.
We're gonna try to keep it Friday at 5 and invite all of our elected officials who wanna come in case there's a question, or if they show up, we'll give them, give them some time to share what they need to share with us.
And if I may insert this one, for those that might be interested, if you have questions that you think of later on or in the course of the discussion during the week, you can email those questions to our show, and then we'll have them ready for the moderator, and then be able to do that. So if you're watching and you know you have questions in advance, feel free to send us an email at onthespot32091@gmail.com. Let us go ahead and get that question into the queue so that we can ask those questions and get the answers that you want, prior to that one. You can still ask during the show as we go live.
Yep.
But if there's something that you think of maybe after the show ends and it's during the week or whatever like that, by all means, hit us up and let us know. We'll go ahead and get those questions answered for you.
All right, and one last thing, our esteemed colleague says, if you are sick, please stay away from the public, what all y'all been preaching. You don't want to catch the China virus on top of something else. And that's a good way to name it. I mean, I know we called it correct. He nailed it right on the head, and that's the way I've been preaching it and saying it. Start with you, Michael Heater. Any last, any final thoughts, any final words from you?
Just what I echoed beforehand. I was one of the, I'm not going to say a naysayer, but I did not take this as serious. All those that heard me talk, I wasn't buying into the hype and the hysteria of it like that. But again, when you learn the facts, when you do the research, when you listen to the experts, you realize that this is a serious matter, but it's not a panic-worthy event. simply pay attention, take due regard for yourselves, for your family, listen to the information coming from the sheriff's office, the state, and the federal level, and we will get through this just fine. And if you have questions, by all means, ask, because the only bad question is the one that does not get asked in the first place.
I fully agree with you, Michael. Great job. David Holland, any final thoughts or saying?
Just don't panic. Go to the prospective sites, CDC.
Good job. Yep.
.gov.
.gov.
Local information will help you get through. Just go to floridahealth.gov and just listen and be smart about it.
Yeah. Be wise.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Mitchell?
Like I said the other night, take the time, sit down with your kids, kind of explain to them what's going on, so you kind of control that anxiety for them. Let them know that we're going to get through this thing. Hopefully, the sooner the better. And all those things that they want to do, we'll get to them. We'll be able to do vacations and stuff. Don't worry about it.
Don't panic just yet. Yeah, everything's going to be fine. Sheriff?
I just want to say to Bradford County that together we're going to get through this. We're going to look back in a couple of months. You know, we're going to have a bunch of events to make up for, so we'll have plenty of time to get back together, talk about it. We can, say we survived it. Like I say, together we're strong.
Yep.
And we are Bradford strong. And I just can't say thank you enough. And if there's any questions, day or night, that your sheriff's office, your Division of Public Safety, your emergency management, your jail, the court services, whether it be the animal control, we're looking out there at our animal control with our pets. Be mindful of your pets. Commissioner Daughter reminded us of that. Take care of them during this time, and the people that serve. And I just want to say thank you to Bradford County for doing all that you're doing to stay informed and helping each other out. And that's what we're about in Bradford County. So to that I say thank you, and I'm blessed.
And I just want to say on closing notes, first of all, I want to thank Mr. Michael Heater for joining us tonight, our director, Mr. Dave Holland for producing the show. To my right here is our local guru, our master here with local information, Mr. Mitchell Gunner. I want to thank our very own esteemed Sheriff Gordon Smith for joining us and letting us use this facility as he does each and every week. His team and his staff has been wonderful, so we want to thank those guys for letting us do that. Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. John Probst, Roger Tornado Cruz, and Austin Stevens, who couldn't be here with us tonight. I hope all you guys' assignments are going well. We hope to see you on the next show, which, by the way, will be live on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Unless, as the sheriff and Mr. Heater just said, something breaks that we need to get here, we're going to be here. So, we'll put together the team, and we'll be here if we have to be here. So, but absolutely. So, one of the things I know, a question that was been asked to you was about payments and help for a small business. We maybe have Mr. Jeff Booty on today.
Yeah, Jeff said he'd be more willing. He said a lot of questions
Booty
coming into the bank, and he said, I said, well, people are asking us.
Right.
And he said, well, I've seen it where people are asking you on your site if you need some help. There's a lot of information they need to start doing and gathering and getting together and help them apply through that. And so we'll come on and ask any questions. If you're a business owner or a person, an individual that has some losses, there's going to be a way of getting that information.
Yeah, and again, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's in work on this thing. Look, again, this is not a political issue. This is not a race issue. This is not a religion issue. This is a world issue. This is a human issue. And we are all people. We all got to live in this world, no matter where it is that you live at. It could be in Africa. It could be in Bradford County. We're all got to fight this thing. We all got to stick together. Please use your social media as a positive influence to people instead of, we don't need to be, we know there's a political presidential election going on. Some of our officials are getting elected. We all know this. But right now, we're fighting something bigger than that right now. Right. Let's let our presidential staff and the people that he's got around them do their job. We don't need to be bashing any political candidate right now. I think we're starting to see some unity in this, Sheriff. I'm sorry it took this to do that, but we are starting to see some unity within the parties right now, trying to work together, trying to figure out this thing. And if you will let them do their job, they will find the answer, just like we have as these gentlemen have said, overcome other things since we've been alive and as we've been a country. So please bring positive things out there. Help your neighbor. Love your neighbor. We all love each other here. When I put out a post and when these guys put out a post, they say what they mean. When I say I love you, I really do. You know, Sheriff, I don't get a darn penny for doing this, and I don't care that I get a penny. You know why? Because I want to we love our community. That's the first thing when we say at our meetings. We love our community. We do this because we love everybody here. When you say you're trying to get things fixed, you do it because you care.
That's right.
And you care about your family. Your family's got to do the same thing. His family and the people that he knows got to do the same thing. So we love each other here. Please take care of each other. If somebody's in need, help them out. Again, we're all going to overcome this together. I promise you that. And right here, I can speak for us. We are Bradford strong. We are one. And I tell you, we can bicker amongst each other.
Right.
Don't let somebody else come in and do it.
Oh, promise you.
I promise you that. Promise you. I can promise you that.
Watch out.
And as Byron just said, at the end of the day, we're all Americans.
That's right.
And that's it. You couldn't have said it any better, Byron. We're all Americans. We're all humans. We all love each other. Please look out for each and every one of yourselves and your, like I said, the residents that live next to you, your neighbors. You may not talk to them for a year, but go check on them. Mow the grass. If their grass is 15 feet high, go over there and mow it. Do something positive. That's what we encourage. We encourage positive, and that's what this show is all about. Dave and Mike and Mitchell and Gordon and whoever else is listening, if that show quits doing that, I'm just going to quit doing the show. And I'm going to tell you that right now. That comes. If we go to something besides what we're doing right now, I'll just shut the thing down. But I'm telling you, we're preaching it, we're trying to bring it to you because we care and we love you guys. So good night, God bless you. We'll see you Tuesday night right here on the spot with David Rodgers. Thank you guys, good night.